the New York Islanders. This game is brought to you by Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way. And by Timex, timekeeper to ESPN. Timex, we make technology beautiful. And by Natural Light, the beer with the taste for food. And welcome to the Nassau Coliseum, home of the awesome New York Islanders, who've won 10 in a row. They are red hot. They have lost only once in their last 20 games or so, and they are taking on the Philadelphia Flyers tonight, who are second in the Patrick Division. Hello, everyone. I'm Sam Rosen, along with Pete Stemkowski. Nice to be back from the college game. I thought you enjoyed yourself in that college game, Pete.
I sure did, Sam. A lot of bumping, a lot of exciting hockey in the Beanpot tournament. Nice to be back with the pros. We should have a very exciting hockey game here today.
Philadelphia Flyers come in to take on the New York Islanders. As I mentioned, the Islanders just awesome. What can you say? Everything is just perfect about the way they've been playing the last couple of weeks.
Well, Al Arbor certainly would like his club to hit peak before, say, a month left to go in the season, and his wish is coming true here. They have not lost a game in their last 10. In their last 18 home games, they have lost but one. They are powerful in every department. They've got depth in every position. In fact, they are so good they can even sit out people like Wayne Merrick, Stephen Pearson, Thomas Johnson. They can sit these people out and rest them when they want to. They are a very, very strong club, and certainly very strong contenders for repeating as Stanley Cup champions once again.
The way they've been playing in their last 10 straight, they have scored 64 goals and allowed just 22, an incredible record. They have opened up an 11-point lead on the Philadelphia Flyers in the Patrick Division. Flyers are in second place. Flyers have to be concerned about the Rangers in third.
Rangers are 6 points behind them. Philadelphia are coming, or just seem to be snapping out of a slump. They have won but 2 games in their last 11. They have had injuries. Jimmy Watson is not quite up to top form with that back injury he had last year. Bobby Clark, their inspirational leader, he is out for at least a month with a broken foot, and they lost a big guy back on defense, Bob Daly, who's out for the season. So the Philadelphia Flyers have a lot of problems.
Okay, with Clark out, they acquired Darryl Sittler. Just as Clark went out, they completed the deal with Toronto that brought Darryl Sittler to the Flyers. He's just played a couple of games and starting to get in the go of things with the team.
Well, he certainly came at an opportune time with Bobby Clark out for a while. Sittler, totally unhappy the last little while in Toronto. This is one of the teams that he okayed that he would go to, would it be the Philadelphia Flyers. They're hoping that this veteran centerman can provide some spark for the Flyers and make them a contender come April when the playoffs roll around. Back
for the Islanders. The Islanders talk about the winning streak. They've won 10 in a row. The NHL record is 14, set by the Boston Bruins in the 1929-30 season. Islanders say they're not interested in the record. They're interested at getting first overall in the NHL. They feel that domain belongs to them. They are the 2-time defending Stanley Cup champions. They want to head for the playoffs on a roll. We'll be set to go with the opening face-off, the Philadelphia Flyers and the New York Islanders from the Nassau Coliseum in just a moment. Who is in goal for the New York Islanders tonight?
Yes, the festy 31-year-old Billy Smith going in his 33rd game of the year. 22 wins, 8 losses, 1 tie, a 3.02 average. And Pete Peters will start in goal for Philadelphia, his 34th start of the year. 20 wins, 12 losses, 1 tie, and a 3.39 average.
See the players scratch for both teams. Bobby Clark out with a broken foot for the Philadelphia Flyers. The referee tonight, Andy Van Hellemond. This is the 5th meeting of the year between these two teams. Islanders have won 3. Both games here, they split 2 in Philly. Linsman centering out in front is picked up by Brian Trottier. Trottier on the move, fires it in. Pete Peters in goal for the Flyers. Grabs the rebound, holds on. And we'll get a face-off in the Flyers zone. Pete Peters, number 33, who played in goal on Thursday night in the Flyers' 6-4 win at home over the Buffalo Sabres. They have a look at Al Arbor.
Well, everything's been going right for the Islanders. Everything has been going right. In their last 18 home games, they have lost but 1, and now we look at Pat Quinn. The Flyers have won their last 2, but previously to that, they hit a big slump. They're hoping to snap out of it. Of course, the addition of Sittler, they're hoping that that'll carry them, and they can hit their peak come April playoff time.
Trottier on the face-off against Holmgren. Picked up by the Flyers, wound around near side for Linsman. Blocked, but picked up. And the Flyers come up. Watson feeding the center to Barber. Rink wide for Holmgren going in. hit the side of the net. In behind, wound around by Bossy, kept in on the far side by Watson. Throws it in deep, comes to the near corner. Linsman is there. Linsman, number 14, centers back to the point. Watson with a drive, knocked down in front, glove by Billy Smith. He holds on.
Smith coming up with the save is Paul Holmgren. What he does best, goes in the corners and starts playing the body. And the Islanders guilty of running around a little bit here. Here you see the left point man wide open. Bossy, who should have been there, was pushed in towards the middle. He got caught inside there. Yeah, there you see the shot from the point. Pearson in front, taking out the Philadelphia Flyer. And Smith able to make the save on the play.
New York Islanders coming into this game having won 10 straight, and as Pete mentioned, 16-1-1 in their last 18 home games. Flyers have not won in their last 7 road games, 0-4-3. There you look at Andy Van Hellemond, the referee tonight, the linesman Leon Stickle, and Ray Scapinello. No score, opening minute of play. Nassau Coliseum, the Islanders and the Flyers on ESPN, your total sports network. Potvin up the boards to Gillies, knocked back to Potvin, and he sends away Brent Sutter. Left side Gillies, back for Brent Sutter. The rookie's across and in deep, tied up by Fred Arthur. Still loose along the boards. Brent Sutter tied up by Arthur, gets free, shoots, scores! The rookie Brent Sutter working off the check of Fred Arthur and puts the Islanders in front 1-0.
Well, that line, the two Sutter brothers and Gillis have been real hot for the Islanders. Here you see just a one-on-one situation. Brent Sutter here, he'll fight off Arthur right there. Gillis comes in and helps out. Here's a quick wrist shot between the legs of Pete Peters. And Brent Sutter scores and gives the New York Islanders a 1-0 lead. That's Sutter's 10th goal of the season. You look at it again. Here you see the shot right through the legs. I think that Peters was possibly leaning over to the Islander, that it was on his left, and just left a little hole in the middle, and Sutter put it between his legs.
Gillies and Potvin get the assist at 1:06 on the first shot on goal. Islanders lead it once again. Potvin fires the puck over the boards into the crowd, stopping play. And we'll be back with more hockey action in just a moment.
Some of the physical things that happened right at the blue line here. Two Islanders, Prop and Sutter, going at it. They looked at each other. We're going to go for a minute. Their Prop retaliates, but nothing develops on the play.
The Sutter brothers ganging up on Brian Prop. 1-0. Islanders lead it. I love numbers like this. In the last 6 games, the Islanders have trailed for a total of 1 minute 40 seconds. They're in front again here. They are red hot. Going in is Blockhart trying to feed. Blocked by Brent Sutter. Feeds Gillies. Gillies comes up. Nice pass on the wing. Sutter couldn't get there. It's an offside. Stopping play with 18:08 to go, first period. There's the youngster, Brent Sutter, coming up from juniors and sticking with the Islanders this year.
From Lethbridge, Alberta, they've got more Sutters going in the National Hockey League. They got a couple of them playing junior hockey who some people say are better than the ones that are playing in the National Hockey League today.
The twins. They've got the 2 twins who'll be drafted.
But these Islanders, you mentioned how awesome they are. A team coming in here to play the Islanders. If I was the coach of the opposition, I would take all the newspapers off the stands, because everything you read in the papers, how great they are, their power play's so good, how they've won 10 in a row. They are strong at every position.
Nystrom putting it in deep. Goring beaten to the puck by Sittler. Flyers come up. Sittler, number 9, carries. Feet ahead for Kerr. Pokes it in deep. Kerr pulled down. No call. Loose puck. Nystrom winds around. Bobby Bourne, this side, number 14. Bourne checked by Sittler in the corner. Puck is loose up to the point. Cochran with a drive. Knocked down by Smith. Loose in front. Shot by Al Hill. Goes wide. And it's cleared around the boards. Bourne racing down the left wing after the puck. Beaten to it by Glenn Cochran. Picked up by Butch Goring. Goring comes in deep. Lost the puck, goes right after it again in the corner. Battles with Brad Marsh. In comes Nystrom. And the puck is kicked along the boards. Goring pokes it free. Goring gets to it. Tries to center, blocked by Brad Marsh. And Peters covers upside of the net. Butch Goring really working hard in the corner. Goring, who had sat down for a while, has really come alive. That's the MVP of the playoffs last season, Butch Goring.
Here you see some of the close to the full house at Nassau Coliseum. Butch Goring, who was in a slump during the year, hadn't connected for a lot of games. Had a long talk with Al Arbor. Al Arbor sat him down for a few games, let him watch from the press box, and well, they say that Goring is strictly a playoff performer, that he hits his peak come April time, and well, he's come along the last few games, scoring with that line of Nystrom, They're starting to get their act together. Bourne on the left side. This is what they need. Get their act together. The Islanders are playing excellent.
Tonelli feeding Bossi. It's knocked away from him. Bossi pulls down Linsman. The puck comes out to center and regained by Tonelli, who's playing the left wing with Trottier and Bossi. Nice feed off the stick of Pearson, broken up by Barber. Bossi recovers in center. We've played 3 minutes and 20 seconds of this first period. Islanders leading it on the early goal by Brent Sutter, 1-0. Two-line pass whistled against the Islanders. There you look at the great Brian Trottier, who has scored a point in each of his last 10 games.
Boy, what hasn't he done? He's been an all-star. He's only 25 years old. He was the Islanders' second draft choice in 1974. Well, boy, the list that he's won: the Rookie of the Year, the Art Ross scoring. He's won the Conn Smythe. When he gets away from the game, he likes to play the guitar, Sam. You know, that's the way he gets rid of all his anxieties after the game.
Barber behind the net for Philadelphia. A Holmgren save is made by Smith. Rebound goes wide into the corner. Holmgren battles there. Langevin comes over. Worked up the boards. Tonelli clears the zone. Jimmy Watson is back for Philadelphia, number 20. Up the left side of Kenny Linsman. Linsman had 2 goals Thursday night in the Flyers' 6-4 win over Buffalo, and a good win it was. Score tied at 4-4. Flyers won it when Barber scored at 19:25 of the third period. Linsman then put in an empty net goal. Flyers have won their last 2. They beat Pittsburgh last Sunday prior to the All-Star break, 5-4, breaking a 9-game winless streak. Billy Smith stops the puck, leaves it for Langevin. Now Stefan Pearson feeds to Bossi. Bossi carries ahead for Trottier, poked away from him. Tom Gorens for Philadelphia comes back, knocked away by Tonelli. Picked up by Ben Wilson, number 3. Wilson into center to Sittler. Sittler fires it in. Off the boards, into the corner goes Gorens, along with Brent Sutter. Behind the net, Dennis Potvin is there. Potvin controlled, double teamed. It's off a skate. Caromed right through the slot. Near side, Clark Gillies is there. Goes rink wide to Bossi. 1-on-1 against Hoffmeyer. Bossi goes in. Hoffmeyer knocked it away. Gorens tied up by Gillies. Morrow has the puck for the Islanders. Throws it back into the Philly zone. Ben Wilson, number 3. Reggie Leach carries. Leach, number 27. Into the Islanders zone. Smith pokes it into the corner. Kenny Morrow there along with Sittler. They tie each other up. Brent Sutter pokes it over to Dwayne. Dwayne Sutter out to center. Picked up there by Leach, number 27. Weaves his way, then lost control. Taken away by Dwayne Sutter. Potvin puts it back to the blue line. Stopped by Ben Wilson. Played 5 minutes and 20 seconds of this first period. Islanders lead it 1-0 on the goal by Brent Sutter, his 10th. Leach going in. Taken away by Dennis Potvin. Center to Bobby Bourne. Bourne down the left wing. Goes in against Hoffmeyer and shoots. It's blocked. Peters winds it around into the corner. Picked up by Prop. Drops it off right in front. Shot is a save. Bourne again. Couldn't get the shot off. Loose puck in front. Careless play by the Flyers. Hoffmeyer winds it around to Ben Wilson. Ryan Prop with a terrible pass. Gave it away to Bourne right in front. Morrow up the boards. Taken away by Ray Allison. Lost control. Back comes Glenn Cochran. Cochran lifts in. Stopped by Smith for Kenny Morrow. 6 minutes gone by first period. 1-0 Islanders lead it. Bobby Bourne drives it in. All the way around it goes. Goring stops it in deep for Nystrom. Couldn't control it. Cochran takes it away. Up for Allison. Pokes it out to Flockhart in center. Rink wide feed down the left side. Goes Prop with a shot wide. Ray Allison goes into the corner. Puts it behind the net for Prop. Wrap around. Stopped by Billy Smith. Pearson tries to clear it. Goes into the crowd. 13:32 to go first period. We'll be back in just a moment. Rosen and Pete Stemkowski at the Nassau Coliseum. New York Islanders leading the Philadelphia Flyers 1-0. 13:30 to go first period. Battle along the boards. Prop kicks it free. Flockhart falls down. It's loose in front. Islanders come away with the puck. Hector Marini, number 29, down the right wing. Across the line with Gillies. Marini shoots the flex behind the net. Near side picked up by the Flyers who come up. Ray Allison, number 19. Allison, formerly with the Hartford Whalers, going in down the left side. Marini back checking. Allison grabs his stick. Loose puck. Penalty called. Penalty upcoming on the Islanders. They're going to send Hector Marini off for holding Ray Allison.
Allison got that puck only with one hand. Watch this. He'll have one hand on his stick here trying to make a play, but Hector Marini will put the grab on him. As Marini will go to the penalty box. 2 minutes for holding right there. He puts the grab on Allison. And at 6:55 of this opening period, The Philadelphia Flyers will be on the power play. There you see it. Gets that arm up, pulls him down. That's a no. Andy Van Hellemont right there to make the call.
Okay, 6:55 the time of the penalty. Marini for holding. First power play of the game. And the Philadelphia Flyers with one of the best power plays, the best power play of the
they're
league.
number one in the league. They've scored 58 power play goals in 208 chances. That's 27.9%, the best in the league.
Wilson shot deflected wide, up the boards. Prop sends it across to Wilson, who shoots wide again. It's behind the net. Holmgren is there. It's knocked into the corner. Sittler up the boards for Prop. Prop sends it in deep. Pearson trying to clear. Goes through into the corner. Linsman is there. Kenny Linsman. Battle in front. Holmgren and Langevin battling. Shots a save by Smith. Loose puck behind the net. Centered in front. Down goes Sittler. Wilson shot. Whistle stops play. Penalty upcoming.
I think it's going to be Paul Holmgren on the penalty for Philadelphia. There was some heavy contact in front of the New Islander net there with Billy Smith getting the stick out. Holmgren doing exactly what you want him to do. Get him in front. There you see Holmgren and Smith right there. There's the penalty right there. There's the shot. Smitty makes a great save on the play. He thinks he's got it right there. But there you see Holmgren on your skeen and Smith. They take a couple of whacks at each other. And Paul Holmgren will go to the penalty box. 2 minutes for interference. You see at 7:27 of this opening period.
So the Flyers power play lasts only 32 seconds. Islanders penalty killing, we forgot to mention, or we neglected to mention, has been just outstanding, having killed off 20 of their last 21 penalties. They've just been playing great. Now we go into a 4-on-4 skating situation.
The penalty killing for the Islanders is good. They've got a shorthanded goal in their last 3 games. The Islanders lead the National Hockey League in 14 shorthanded goals.
4-on-4 situation. Time of the penalty, 7:27. Holmgren for interference, evening things out. Bourne and Linsman battling behind the net. Bourne leaves it behind the net. Linsman tries to center, carries right into the crease, and it's cleared aside nicely. Islanders come up. Nystrom down the right side. Bourne streaking down the left wing. Bourne takes it off the corner boards. Behind the net, tied up by Wilson. Loose puck. Nystrom goes into the corner. Up the boards to Barber. Barber clears the zone. Mike McEwen back for it, feeds Gord Lane. Now to Nystrom. Islanders control the puck with 50 seconds to go on the penalty to Hector Marini of the Islanders. 1:20 to go now on the penalty to Holmgren of the Flyers. 1-0 Islanders lead it. 11:45 to go first period. Trottier along the boards. Up to McEwen. McEwen looking for some room. Goes to Gord Lane. Lane drives it. Save made by Peters. Rebound picked up by the Flyers who come up. Bill Barber in center. Barber controls, feeds the near side of Sittler. Sittler going in against Gord Lane. Lane rides him out of the play. Trottier picks up the puck. Ryan Trottier feeds to Nystrom. Nystrom goes down the right side with Trottier. Nystrom shoots. Stick save by Peters. Rebound. Trottier along the boards. Over skates. It's picked up by Sittler. Sittler comes back. Tom Gorence down the right side. Gorence offside. Pulled his skate off the blue line on the right wing. 11:14 to go first period. Islanders leading it 1-0. 9 seconds to go in the penalty to Hector Marini. 41 seconds to go on the penalty to Paul Holmgren.
There we see Holmgren in the penalty box, still 41 seconds. Sam, when these guys get together, it's not a quiet Sunday afternoon hockey game. Philadelphia, for so many years, have been a very physical hockey club. They're always up 1-2 in the penalties in the National Hockey League. They're constantly clutching, grabbing. Their defensemen are a very physical lot. After a game with the Philadelphia Flyers, believe me, you know you've been in a hockey game.
A lot of bruises, a lot of scratches.
Yeah, a lot of Band-Aids, a lot of suffering, a lot of ice packs. They're a very physical hockey club.
Islanders have a power play. Marini drops it off. Fossey shoots, hit the post. Rebound, score! Ryan Trottier on the rebound. It's a power play goal for the Islanders. They have had a power play goal in their last 9 games. They lead it 2-0.
Trottier gets his 31st goal of the season. Here you see Pearson starts it all off. Here's Bossy. Marini dropping it back. Here's Bossy fighting his way. Lets the shot go on the short side. Hits the post. Here comes Trottier wide open. Has the net all to himself. And Brian Trottier, 31 goals for 55 assists. Now has 86 scoring points for the season. And the New York Islanders lead the Flyers by a score of 2-0. Marini and Bossy on the assist.
New York Islanders at 9:02 lead it 2-0. Hotvin puts it to Brent Sutter. Power play goal for the Islanders. They've had a power play goal, at least one power play goal in their last 9 games. Going in, up the boards, Marsh sends it out to center. Morrow is there. Trottier now has an 11-game scoring streak, at least 1 point in his last 11 games. You just can't say enough. It just goes one after the other. Raves for these New York Islanders, just playing incredible hockey. As they look for their 11th straight win, they lead 2-0 here. 10:15 to go, first period. Ray Allison right side for the Flyers who come up. Marsh over skates. Broken up from behind by Brent Sutter. Marsh has it back. Brad Marsh, acquired by the Flyers from the Calgary Flames in a trade that sent Mel Bridgman to Calgary. Right side, Wayne Sutter feeds brother Brent. Across the line he goes, tied up by Cochran. Flyers regain. Prop feeding out to center. Allison drops it back for Flockhart. Broken up by Morrow, offside. 9:48 to go, first period. We'll be back in just a moment.
Marini taking the pass from Stephen Pierce. He throws it back to Bossy. Bossy momentarily is tied up, but he's able to work himself free. Lets the wrist shot go. Hits the post. Here comes Trottier going straight for the net. Knocks in the rebound. A power play goal. And the Islanders, with 9:48 to go in this opening period, lead by a score of 2-0.
Bossy and Marini getting the assist for Bossy. His 53rd assist of the season. He now has 94 points. He's third in the league in scoring. Islanders with the puck in a 2-0 lead. Dave Langevin, number 26, fires ahead. Down it comes. Broken up by Hoffmeyer, out to Barber. Picked up by Bossy for New York. In deep, off the stick of Pete Peters. Ben Wilson recovers up to Linsman. Gave it away to Langevin. In deep, it's Trottier in the corner. Centers in front. Pinelli was pulled out. Penalty call. 9:15 to go in this first period. Islanders lead 2-0. They'll have a power play when we come back in just a moment. Ken Linsman goes off for hooking at 10:45. Here it is.
There you see Linsman right there. Number 27, Tonelli, able to work himself free. Going in on the net, but Linsman puts the hook on him, and he goes to the penalty box. The Islanders already one power play goal in this game.
There's Linsman's second power play for the Islanders. They have scored 13 power play goals in their last 32 tries. McEwen sends it in deep. Bourne back to McEwen. It's out of the zone. All the way back. Islanders went through a stretch of about a month where their power play was just awful, and now they have gotten it together.
Well, Potvin's back. He's getting in shape. That certainly is a big plus for them.
Scoring over skates. Barber clears to center. Potvin is there. Potvin bangs it off the boards. Nystrom going in down the left side against Ben Wilson. Puts it behind the net. In the corner, Bourne gets it up the boards to McEwen. He shoots. Saved by Peters. Rebound, Bourne in the corner up the boards to McEwen again. Gorens picks him up. McEwen gets it to Bourne. Bourne comes out and drives it. Save made by Peters. Rebound, Potvin going in. Barber puts it up into the crowd. Upcoming on your Total Sports Network, we'll be right back here at the Nassau Coliseum. Tuesday night, February 23rd at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. We'll be live when the Chicago Blackhawks take on these New York Islanders. This game will be blacked out in the New York City area on ESPN. You can see the game in the New York City area on Sports Channel, but the rest of the nation can see the Islanders against the Blackhawks right here on your Total Sports Network, ESPN. Blackhawks going with Bob Pulver.
Yeah, my old line mate in Toronto. He's back at the bench. Keith Magnuson has been sent upstairs scouting or whatever, and the Blackhawks caught a ride. They're winning a few hockey games with Pulley back there.
But they lost Thursday night to the Islanders 8-2, so you know they'll have some problems. Trottier behind the net. Loose puck. Bossy couldn't get it. Tonelli shot is saved by Peters, and he holds on. The Islanders just swarming all over the Flyers.
Sam, Tonelli would love to have that one back again. Here, watch John Tonelli on your screen. Here's Trottier going behind the net. He'll send it out in front. Here's Tonelli coming in late. Right, he's got it right there. Lets the shot go. But Peters, outstanding, sliding across and making the save still. 49 seconds to go in the penalty to Philadelphia's Kenny Linsman.
8:04 to go, first period. Islanders leading it 2-0. Goals by Brent Sutter and Brian Trottier. For Trottier, his 31st of the season. Tonelli back to Stefan Pearson. Pearson holds it. Pearson throws it into Potvin. Back to Pearson. Back to Potvin. Looking for some room. Pearson shoots. Save. Peters, did he hold? Bossy right there on the doorstep. Took a little bump from Ben Wilson.
Well, Pearson and Potvin playing tic-tac-toe at that puck. They're hoping to draw one of the Philadelphia Flyers out of position. They're looking for the two wings, either Bossy or Tonelli, that are standing on the two face-off spots. They're trying to get those one of those two people loose, and one of those defense will hit him on a diagonal pass, and they'll work for the shot on net. And Trache, which is in the middle, will go for the net looking for the rebound.
Trache on the face-off with Sittler. Loose puck in the corner. Sittler tying up Trache. Pearson comes in deep. Trache goes back to the point to cover up. In behind the net, it's Tonelli. Tonelli trying to get it in front. Caromed off the stick of Bob Hoffmeyer right to Peters. And he caught the deflection and held on. 21 seconds to go in the penalty to Ken Linsman. 7:36 left in the period.
We'll see some of the anxious moments in front of the Philadelphia Flyer net on this power play. Here's Tonelli behind the net, looking. Here comes Trache coming in late, going for that opening. Tonelli throws it in front, but Peters able to get his stick on it and cover up on the play.
Hoffmeyer up the boards for Al Hill, and Sittler able to clear the zone. Back for it, Pearson. 10 seconds to go on the Islander power play. Islanders lead 2-0. Up comes Mike Bossy. Bossy with 11 power play goals beats Trache. Now to Tonelli in deep. Tonelli behind the net. Trache's in front. Tonelli centers. Bossy to Tonelli. Teams are at full strength. Bossy behind the goal. Tonelli in the corner. Avoids a check by Sittler. Behind the net to Trache. Now to Bossy. In front. Loose puck. And it's cleared by the Flyers. Al Hill comes up. Now to Linsman down the right side. Potvin getting back. Linsman waits for help. Nobody there. Flyers were changing. Linsman in center. 6:50 to go. Give away to Potvin. Feed to Bossy. It's broken up by Propp. And back to the Islanders zone. Kenny Morrow is back for it.
Kenny Linsman had the puck streaking down the right side, looking for one of his teammates, and the Flyers were changing on the go, had nowhere to go. He circled back, but he made a great play defensively as Dennis Potvin was carrying that puck. Bossy had a step on the defenseman, but Linsman was able to come back and cover up.
Fred Arthur behind his own net, leading up the left side. Flyers come up ice. Jimmy Watson, rink wide to Ray Allison. Allison sends it in deep. Billy Smith with the puck, drops it off to Kenny Morrow. Around for Dwayne Sutter. Kept in by Watson. Backhander blocked by Brent Sutter. Brent Sutter, number 21, has the puck in control across to Kenny Morrow. Up come the Islanders. Morrow throws it in deep. Off the corner board, sticked aside by Peters. Brent Sutter behind the net, in front for Dwayne. Peters covers up. 5:55 to go. First period, 2-0 to score. We'll be back in just a moment. Time.
So we got a couple of penalties there as we went on that break. Jimmy Watson and Dwayne Sutter of the Islanders go off for roughing at 14:05. We see Dwayne Sutter in the penalty box, and Jimmy Watson just after the whistle, and Pete Peters made the saves. They got their sticks up and went after each other.
Jimmy Watson was really hot.
Exchanged a few words, and Andy Van Hellemond and the linesman able to break it up, so the teams will now skate for a side.
There you see the roughing penalties. Islanders with a 2-0 lead. Goals by Brent Sutter and Brian Trache. Trache is a power play goal. The Islanders continue to click.
When you're playing for a side, Sam, you like to have your speed out there. The Islanders got Bourne, who's fast, and the Flyers have countered with Kenny Linsman, who's probably their fastest skater.
Linsman down the right side across, crosses with Bill Barber. Barber, the captain, throws it in deep. Linsman in the corner, up the boards to Hoffmeyer. In deep, it's stopped by Billy Smith. For Mike McEwen behind the net with Barber forechecking. Kenny Linsman comes in to help out. McEwen to Bourne. Feed to Billy Carroll. Carroll gets by Ben Wilson, who's held up for a moment. Puts it in deep. Linsman and Carroll going in. Bourne behind the net looking to freeze for a face-off. Now it's worked free. Kicked into the corner. Billy Carroll is there, being hooked and whacked at by Linsman. Comes to McEwen. McEwen shoots off a stick into the crowd. Stopping play with 4:58 to go. First period. Islanders with a 2-0 lead. Mike McEwen, who came over last year and has really been a help for the Islanders.
He was the New York Rangers number 3 draft pick in 1976. He was involved in that Barry Beck deal. Rangers in Colorado, and then from Colorado he came here in March of 1981. An excellent offensive defenseman. Good with the puck. He certainly found himself a home back here with the New York Islanders. You mentioned Linsman. There's part of the things that you'll be feeling later after the game. The bruises on the legs. Linsman with that stick working it in and around the legs of the New York Islanders.
Goring, number 91, drops it off for Pearson, feet to Nystrom. Nystrom tied up along the boards by Cochran. Flyers try to come up. It's out in center. Goring taking it away, feeding across to Stefan Pearson. 4:35 to go first period. Islanders lead it 2-0. You're watching it all on ESPN, your total sports network. Glenn Cochran up the boards to Flockhart. Flockhart ahead. Goes in, fakes the shot. Feed on the side for Marsh. Save made by Smith. Flockhart across to Prop. Great anticipation by Billy Smith. Prop in the corner. Back pass to Cochran. In front. Deflection by Flockhart. Smith feeds ahead to Goring. Team skating 4 aside for another 10 seconds. Goring throws it into the Philly zone. Cochran and Nystrom. Flockhart gets it out to Brian Prop. Back comes Sutter and Watson, teams at full strength. Across the line comes Flockhart. Lost control. He was tied up nicely by Langevin. Pearson out to center to Dwayne Sutter. Sutter going 1-on-3. Holds up, waits for help. Nice feed down the right side. Goes Bossy. Save made by Peters. Peters winds the rebound behind the net. And Sutter is pulled down. No call. Marsh just wrestled Dwayne Sutter down. No call made. Bossy in the corner. Tied up by Gorance. Still digging. Poked free for a moment by Trottier. He's tied up by Cochran. Being held by Cochran. Still no call. Morrow's shot deflects wide behind the net. Peters tries to put it on the back of the net. Brad Marsh trying to freeze it. Islanders able to poke it free. Dwayne Sutter. Trottier was pulled down in front. Still no call. Morrow sends it in deep. Bossy in the corner. Flockhart gets it for Philadelphia. Flockhart out to center ice. Right side, Leach across the line with a shot that's blocked by Potvin. Rebound picked up by Kenny Morrow. Morrow's pass is blocked by Leach, picked up by Bossy. Mike Bossy for the Islanders. 2:45 to go in this first period. And the Islanders leading it by a score of 2-0. Out to Bossy. Right side, Tonelli. Broken up by Hoffmeyer. Picked up by Kenny Morrow. Morrow across to Potvin. Out to center, Hector Marini. Drops it back to Potvin. The Islanders come up. Nice feed to Brent Sutter. Sutter with a drive off a stick and off the glass. Near side, Ben Wilson. Hit along the board. Glass came loose and carried him into the stands.
Well, the referee does not see it. The glass popped out on that last check. And they're fixing it as the play goes on.
Sittler's feed broken up by Clark Gillies. Picked up by Ben Wilson. The fans are fixing it, I think. Here's Ben Wilson going in. Wilson goes in around Morrow. Center save made by Smith. Rebound knocked away. And picked up by Hector Marini. Less than 2 minutes to go in the period. Billy Smith coming up with a couple of big saves. Loose puck at the line. Barber tying up Potvin, the two captains. It's out center. Gillies feed back to Morrow. Whistle stops play. Potvin is hurt along the boards. And as Potvin is hurt, 1:45 to go. First period, Islanders leading 2-0. We'll be back in just a moment. A little shaken up. Skates off to the bench after that last collision with Bill Barber. Seems to be all right, though. Upcoming between periods is our special feature, Howie Meeker's Pro Tips. We'll be talking about goaltending with Don Edwards and Glenn Chico Resch.
There you see the glass popping out right there as the Islander and the Flyer colliding along the boards. The glass flew out. There should have been a stoppage on play immediately. Neither one of the linesmen or the referee had seen it. One of the fans jumped off his seat, and he fixed it. They're going to hire this guy on a maintenance fee.
He'll be putting in for maintenance fee. You'll see right after.
Against the union.
Bill Torrey will get a bill after the game. Peters winding it around. Left side is Bill Barber feeding out to Paul Holmgren. Holmgren carries up and throws it in deep. Off the corner boards. Out comes Billy Smith. Leaves it for Forner over skates. Loose puck in the corner. Lindgren for Philly. Try to get it to Holmgren. Blocked. Lindgren still has the puck. Along the boards, he falls down center. Taken away by Langevin. Winds it around for Pearson. Pearson up the middle of Goring. Islanders come up. Goring with Nystrom on the right. Feed and Nystrom goes in. Hoffmeyer pokes it away. Nice play by Hoffmeyer. Lindgren has the puck. Less than a minute to go. First period. Islanders leading 1-0. In deep, Billy Smith. Winds it around. Giveaway. Lindgren put it right through the crease with an empty net.
There's going to fight here. Billy Smith and Paul Holmgren. As Smitty went behind the net to clear that puck just a couple seconds ago, Holmgren was coming in behind the net. He gave Billy Smith a pretty good drop. Now, we have to make mention here, if the goaltender does leave his crease area, he is fair game. Smitty came out from behind the net, on the shot. And Smitty retaliated, and here we'll see it again. Here's Holmgren coming out. Smitty is out of the crease. He's game. He is fair game right there. Holmgren gives him the shoulder, and that's what started everything. And Holmgren right now is going to the dressing room. We'll wait for the official on the penalties. Holmgren is one that goes. He goes for high sticking. And is that it?
That's it.
And Billy Smith gets nothing. Well, I don't know whether that infraction occurred when Holmgren was going behind the net, and he looked like he gave Smitty the shoulder. Now, you can't touch Smitty. He's very, very touchy about things like that. He'll whack you on the ankles if you're in front of the net, but don't hit him. But Holmgren doing the right thing. He went after Smith, gave him a shot. Just telling him, you go out of that net, you're fair game, we'll go after you. But Holmgren's the only one who gets the penalty at 19-10. He gets 2 minutes for high sticking.
Down the other end, I thought Van Hellemond let a couple of things go about a minute ago when the crowd was really up for it. Sometimes the crowds aren't good referees, but in that case, I thought he missed a couple. But here he calls this one. He's got to quiet things down because it could get out of hand with the Flyers and the Islanders.
Sam, one thing we got to make mention, we're sitting up here, we can see a lot more of the play than Andy Van Hellemond can see on the ice. The referee has to watch the play, where the puck is at all moments, and it's awful difficult for him to look around and see everything that's going on. That's why maybe that two-referee system that you use in college hockey wouldn't be such a bad idea.
Now, they said Holmgren has gone to the dressing room. There's no one in the penalty box. We got an icing call here on the Islanders. Now, the Islanders could score on the power play here, and certainly the Flyers would have to send somebody else out. Holmgren has gone to the dressing room to cool things down. 1:48 to go in this power play. Islanders third of the game. 38 seconds to go in the period, so if the Islanders don't score in the remaining seconds of the period, it would carry over into the second.
Pat Quinn, a look at the Philadelphia Flyer bench, awfully quiet at this time. His club down by a score of 2-0, and right now shorthanded. This will carry on into the second period. Sutter and Trottier, the goal scorers for the Islanders.
Islanders skating 5-on-4, their third power play. They're 1 for 2 thus far in the game on the power play. Dennis Potvin carries. Bossy on his left. Potvin lifts it in, wide of the net. In the corner, Gorins picks it up, tied up by Trottier. Hoffmeyer tries to clear, stopped by Pearson. Pearson at the point, holding the puck. In the left side of Tonelli. Tonelli to Bossy. His shot was blocked in front. And Ben Wilson able to come away with the puck for Philadelphia. 10 seconds to go in the period. Gorins gives it to Sittler, throws it in front. Smith stops the puck. 8 seconds to go in the period. Potvin hit by Reggie Leach, rather by Tom Gorins. Gives it over to center to Trottier, tries one in, and that's it. First period comes to an end here at the Nassau Coliseum. A period in which the New York Islanders dominated once again. They continue to play outstanding hockey. Coming into this game, they had won 10 in a row. And they are off to a flying start with a 2-0 lead, getting their first goal by Brent Sutter at 1:06. Gillies and Dennis Potvin getting the assist. And then on the power play, Brian Trottier scoring his 31st of the season. Bossy and Marini getting the assist to make it 2-0. Shots on goal in that first period. Islanders 9 and Philadelphia 6. Flyers picking up 4 penalties in that first period. They have been shorthanded 3 times, and this will carry over. The Holmgren penalty will carry over into the second period. So at the end of the first period here at the Nassau Coliseum, it's the Islanders 2 and the Flyers nothing. Sam Rosen and Pete Stemkowski back at the Nassau Coliseum as we near the start of period number 2. New York Islanders leading the Philadelphia Flyers by a score of 2-0. Take a look at some of the highlights of that first period. You see Dennis Potvin.
Potvin has the puck here. He shoots it up in towards Bossy and over to Clarkie Gillies. Now back to Sutter, and I think this is the first goal. And here Trottier. Now watch Sutter on a one-on-one situation here. Here he keeps battling, doesn't quit on this puck. See, now here he could actually quit on it right here, but he keeps fighting for it. Clarkie Gillies comes in and gives him just a little hand. But here's Brent Sutter coming, and there's an Islander right to the right of your screen right there. And I think Pete Peters was just a little bit worried about him. But Brent Sutter let the shot go early in that first period. Goes between Pete Peters' legs. And that gave the Islanders a 1-0 lead. Here's the power play. Pearson gets it up to Hector Marini. Marini drops it to Bossy. Here Bossy makes the turn to his right, kicks it up with his skate, lets the shot go, hits the post. Here comes Brian Trottier to the right of your screen, a power play goal. And that made it 2-0 for the Islanders, and that's where we stand. at the end of 20 minutes. Still a minute and 10 seconds to go in the penalty to Philadelphia's Paul Holmgren. So the Islanders will be on a power play to start this second period as we look at Mike Bossy, who signed a long-term contract in the offseason. He, of course, tied that record of 50 goals in 50 games last season. Just an awesome goal scorer for the New York Islanders. And there we see Brad Marsh on the left of your screen and Pete Peters in goal for the Flyers. And there he is, Al Arbour. You know, he's got those glasses on, Sam.
Yeah.
When he played, he wore those glasses. He used to put a little soap on them between periods so they wouldn't fog up. And he was one of the better defensemen in the league at that time at blocking shots. Can you imagine a defenseman wearing glasses that blocked shots? And he never got it there. He'd slide out, get it in the pants, get it in the, you know, in the upper section of the shoulder pads. Never got hurt.
They were very thick glasses.
They had to be. But imagine wearing glasses and blocking shots that are coming at you 100 miles an hour.
A man they called Radar. Al Arbour. Islanders man advantage. Third power play of the game. They're 1 for 2 on the power play. Hoffmeyer able to clear for Philadelphia. 50 seconds to go on the penalty to Paul Holmgren. Out for high-sticking Billy Smith at 19:10 of that first period. Islanders come up. Pearson ahead for Tonelli. It's broken up by Ben Wilson. Wilson with the puck. Carries up. Wilson across the line. Nice feed over to Bill Barber. Shot goes wide. Smith covers up on the rebound. Carried off the end boards. Bill Barber, number 7, an all-star performer this year. Just an outstanding left wing. He's had some great seasons for the Philadelphia Flyers.
He was Philadelphia's #1 pick way back when, 10 years ago in '72. He is the captain of the Flyers, consistently getting 40 goals a year. He's a quiet kind of an explosive player. He's not flashy, the kind of guy that takes the puck and carries it down the ice around the net and makes the perfect pass. But you look in those scoring summaries at the end of the game and you always see Billy Barber's name.
Flyers in control, rather Islanders in control. Potvin with a feed to Tonelli, who comes up. 25 seconds to go on the Islanders man advantage. Feed on the right wing for Bossy, broken up nicely by the Flyers. Tonelli recovers in center. 15 seconds left in the power play. Feed to Bossy down the right side. Bossy in deep behind the net. Try to feed Tonelli. Goes back to Potvin for a drive. In front, Bossy shot is stopped. Rebound, score! Brian Trottier on the rebound. And the Islanders lead it 3-0.
Brian Trottier gets his second power play goal of the game as Mike Bossy does a lot of the legwork inside the Philadelphia zone. Coming behind the net right here. He's looking for somebody right there. Nobody open. He gets it back to Potvin. Potvin actually misses this shot right there. It hits a flyer. Comes out to Bossy. Bossy lets it go. Peters makes the save. But Brian Trottier able to fight himself loose in front of the Philadelphia net. Tucks it in for his second power play of the game. Here's Bossy coming down. He throws it back to Potvin. Now Potvin lets it go right here. It hits Barber. Drops down. Bossy will let the shot go. Peters makes the save. And there you see Trottier able to get his stick loose. And Trottier puts it behind Pete Peters. A power play goal at 1:04. Mike Bossy and Dennis Potvin getting the assist. Trottier's 32nd goal of the season.
In deep. Brad Marsh has the puck. Sends it up the boards. Flockhart works it free. Flyers come out. Ray Allison in center. Across the lines. Pass blocked by Lane. Loose puck along the boards. Brent Sutter. Gave it away. Brad Marsh throws it in deep. It's behind the net. Allison tries to center. He's tied up by Morrow, and Smith covers up. 18:15 to go, second period, 3-0. Islanders will be back in just a moment. New York Islanders now with 2 power play goals in this game. They have had 14 power play goals in their last 34 attempts as they continue to roll along. Backhander by Allison, kicked away. Rebound Flockhart through. And Gillies able to clear. Got a whistle stopping play. 18:07 to go in the second period. Islanders leading it 3-0. Don't forget, Thursday night's your time to watch one of the best shows on hockey you'll find anywhere. This week in the NHL.
And a great show last week of Tom Mees at the All-Star game, featuring, of course, Dennis Maruk. That was very interesting. That'll be coming up this Thursday again. Tom Mees. And this week in the NHL. Don't miss it.
Brad Marsh shoots it, deflects wide. Flockhart puts it behind the net for Allison. Tries to center, blocked by Morrow. Boy, is Morrow a steady defenseman back there for the Islanders. Prop fires, gloved by Billy Smith. Comes up. Look at him skate out.
Hey, he's got a goal already in the National Hockey League, you know. I think maybe sometimes he's tempted to go all the way and put one in. We'll talk about that later.
Gillies to Lane. Lane puts it in deep. Brent Sutter has it knocked away by Pete Peters. Penalty upcoming.
There's
Cochran's going, and I think Dwayne Sutter may go again as he went right back at Cochran. They're swinging those sticks.
Well, that started. I saw that Cochran just took center into the net. The Philadelphia Flyer net hit him from the back. I saw that. Sutter was laying down. He took a whack at Cochran. Here, hopefully we can see it right here. Here's Cochran right there. Here, he gives Sutter a shot right there, right into the post. Sutter comes flying. We don't see that on the screen, and gives a two-hander to Cochran. 17:39. We'll have penalties on the play. We'll come back with more action right after this.
The end result is the New York Islanders wind up with 2 men in the penalty box as Cochran took 2 men with him, Dwayne Sutter and Gordon Lane.
Well, Cochran stuttered all off there as he gives Sutter a shot. He hit the goalpost, actually uplifted the net on that. And here you'll see Sutter, they're jabbing away. Now Gordy Lane will come in. Now Gordy Lane will go too. So Sutter and Lane each get 2 minutes for the Islanders, and Cochran gets 2. So the end result of this whole thing is that the Philadelphia Flyers will have a power play situation, and we're early in this second period. They got to get themselves going. They got to get their offense rolling a little bit. Down here 3-0. They got to start pecking away. Don't give the Islanders anything else. They can't afford to give up any more goals. This would be an opportune time for the Flyers to get themselves going if they can put something on the scoreboard right here.
Cochran for interference. Sutter and Lane. Dwayne Sutter and Gordon Lane for slashing at 2:21. Flyers will have a 4-on-3 skating advantage. 17:39 to go second period. Islanders leading at 3-0. 2 goals by Brian Trottier on power plays, and 1 by Brent Sutter. Ben Wilson carries. Flyers with their second man advantage. Their first one lasted 32 seconds. It's sent in. Holmgren going in after it. Smith puts it in the corner. Brian Propp is there for Philly. Propp with a back pass to Linsman. Linsman across to Wilson. Wilson with room. Fakes the shot, goes to Linsman. Linsman walks in, drops it off to Wilson. Wilson fires. It's blocked by a sliding Ken Morrow, and it caroms into the crowd. Great play by Kenny Morrow. 1:29 to go in the penalties.
What a play by that youngster who played on the United States Olympic team in Lake Placid. Here's the shot from the point. Morrow, who was over on the other side, comes sliding across. Great anticipation, able to get his body in front of that shot and deflecting it over the glass. Still 1:29 to go in the penalties to the Islanders and to Cochran of the Philadelphia Flyers. Cochran spends a lot of time in his penalty box. That gives him 240 minutes on the season. That's equivalent to 4. He has spent 4 hours in the penalty box so far this year. He should set up shop there.
He's known for that.
Well, he's an aggressive kind of a player, and he plays physical. And, you know, sometimes that's what you got to do to stay in the league. They coach him, get him to get that puck up. They work on his skills, but he knows to really play regular and have a job in the NHL, he has to play tough, and that's what he's doing.
Face off. Holmgren back to the point. Wilson looking for room. Goes to the far side. In comes Propp. Brian Propp holds up. Looking as Wilson on the left point. Decides to hold on. Walking in. Pass is blocked by Trottier. Trottier, who's already scored 2 goals, doing it defensively.
Well, Propp is working a 1-on-2. He's got Potvin and Trottier, and I don't understand that. Well, how can one work against 2? You got to isolate, throw it across, move that puck, and get a man free in front of the net. The Flyers aren't doing that.
Linsman taken out of the play by Potvin. The Islanders clear. Propp is back for it. 50 seconds to go in the penalties. Flyers skating 4-on-3. Trailing the Islanders 3-0. That's Bourne checking for the Islanders. Bourne goes off. Goring comes on. It's been Goring, Trottier, and Bourne. Checking. Flockhart drops to Propp. In deep to Flockhart. Flockhart winds it around. Wilson at the point. They haven't had a shot on goal in the power play yet. In deep. Flockhart fires across. Deflected by Goring. Wilson fakes the shot. 23 seconds to go on the man advantage. Propp winds. Sends it into the corner. Away from Allison. Goring tries to clear. Kept in by Wilson. 15 seconds to go on the man advantage. Propp has it. Feeds to Allison. Back to Propp. Propp walks in. Propp holds the puck. They still haven't gotten a shot. 5 seconds to go. Smith takes out Allison. Teams are at full strength. In front It's all the way through. Penalty call. Potvin's going to go.
Well, the
Penalty
whistle
called on the Islanders. Dennis Potvin pulled down a man in front. I believe he pulled down Ray Allison. So the Flyers will get a power play advantage once again. 15:33 to go, second period. Islanders leading the Flyers 3-0. We'll be right back.
There we see Dennis Potvin in the penalty box for the New York Islanders. We'll look at it here, a penalty for tripping at 4:27. Here's the play right there as the Islanders had just killed that penalty. Trottier upending the Philadelphia Flyer player. And we'll see Potvin in the penalty box. Here's a great play by Billy Smith, comes sliding out and making the save. Just an outstanding job by the Islanders in killing off that penalty.
What defense by the Islanders, who have now killed off 21 of the last 22 shorthanded situations. Flyers come back. They did not get a shot on goal in that last 4-on-3 situation. Unbelievable. Shot missed by Sittler. Langevin tries to clear and does. 1:25 to go in the penalty to Potvin. Islanders just doing it all.
The Flyers getting a chance to get themselves back in the game, but they're not taking advantage of it. They're getting the puck inside the Islanders zone, passing it around that box, not getting any good scoring chances.
They're offside on the right side. Wilson picked his skate off the blue line. Offside the call, 1:13 to go in the Potvin penalty. Up comes. Across the line comes Prop, trying to get it to Flockhart. Prop goes down, loose puck, and Goring clears the zone. Goring pulled down by Barber. Fans wanted a penalty called with none coming. 45 seconds to go in the penalty to Dennis Potvin. Still no shots on goal by the Flyers in 2 straight power plays. Flockhart going in. He's tied up along the boards. Flockhart comes in front. Shoots, scores! Flockhart, fine shot, beating Billy Smith over the left shoulder.
Well, it was a matter of time. They've had the power play for almost close to 4 minutes here, and Flockhart, just an excellent play inside the New York Islanders zone, gets the puck up and over the shoulder of Billy Smith. Here you see Flockhart, number 11, coming in, looking up there. He's got a clear, here you see the defenseman, number 25, going down for the Islanders. Smitty coming out looking for something low either on the corner, but Flockhart goes up and over the shoulder, and Flockhart gets the goal. There you see Smitty, what he does so well. He clears the front of the net, and you see that the Philadelphia player, he's knocked out of there, doesn't go too close to the net on that one. And Flockhart on the power play gets his 25th of the season, 3-1 for the Islanders.
Ray Allison gets the assist at 5:53. Flyers come up. Linsman throwing it to the right side. Holmgren puts it on net, and it's kicked aside by Smith. Bossy clears the zone of Trottier. Trottier backhands it in. Peters comes out in the corner. Pete Peters there. His pass is blocked. Pinelli working in the corner. He's tied up. In comes Bossy. Puck is still loose. Pinelli working at it. Knocked away from Bossy. Loose puck. Peters couldn't control. Pinelli centers, and it's knocked away by Al Hill. Oh, wild scramble there. Loose puck in center ice. Morrow hit by the stick of Holmgren. Offside. Flyers on the play. Got to watch out. Morrow talking to Holmgren, a little upset. Holmgren came down with the stick on the shoulder of Kenny Morrow.
Well, the Islander fans calling for a penalty here. Here you see Holmgren and Morrow going at it. The stick's getting up, and Morrow taking a little smack on the nose there. There he goes to the bench. Kenny Morrow played on the Olympic team and on the Stanley Cup team in the same year. Now, how many hockey players can say that, huh? Kenny Morrow, 6'4", 210 pounds, out of Bowling Green University.
13:15 to go, second period. Islanders 3, Flyers 1. Flyers. Darryl Sittler hit down by John Pinelli as the Islanders get physical. Barber has to hold up as Tim Kerr was offside. Flyers come back across. Sittler losing to Trottier. He sends Bossy down the right side, in against Brad Marsh. Bossy goes in front. Shoots, save is made. And Peters has the rebound. It's still loose. Shot by Bossy is over the net and off the glass. Bossy again. Hit the side of the net, hit the post, and a penalty is called on the Flyers.
Number 29, Glenn Cochran will eventually get the penalty, but some heavy action in and around the Philadelphia Flyers zone. We'll show it to you right after this word.
12:39 to go. We'll be back in just a moment. Cochran goes off again for cross-checking at 7:21. Watch this work by the Islanders all over the Flyers net.
Well, great speed by Mike Bossy here. He tries to get his body between the Philadelphia Flyer defenseman and the goal. Maybe if he can't get the shot on goal, he can force a penalty. The puck keeps coming back to Bossy. He's got the whole net here. All he has to do is get it up. He gets it up too high, gets it up over the net, and then the scramble begins. There you see Tonelli. He's down. The puck finally ends up at Pete Peters' feet, but there you see the penalty to Cochran. He goes for cross-checking at 7:21. The Islanders on a power play.
Fourth power play for the Islanders. They have 2 power play goals. Clark Gillies avoiding referee Andy Van Hellemond to get some room. Islanders setting up. Pearson to Gillies. Gillies across. Brent Sutter shot through the crease. Into the corner. Penalty call on the Flyers. Wayne Sutter was hit down by Pete Peters, and Peters dropped his glove, and he was ready to go after Sutter.
Well, I think Pete Peters was getting the penalty, and Andy Van Hellemond had his hand up ready to call it, so I guess Peters figures, what the heck, if I'm going to take Sutter with me. And there you see Sutter. He got a pretty good whack across the shins there, and the sticks are going, especially in front of the nets, where both Peters and Billy Smith of the Islanders, they don't like anybody standing too close to that net. Here you see Sutter goes down. Peters drops the gloves. He's ready to go with Sutter, but the linesman able to come in there and break it up before anything develops. There will be a penalty, I believe, to Pete Peters on the play. Here we'll see the play. There you see Sutter right there, 12. He gives Peters a pretty good whack right there across the pads. Peters retaliates, and I believe that Peters will go. We'll wait for the official on this, but still 1:37 to go. And the Philadelphia Flyer penalty to Glenn Cochran.
That's it. Peters gets the penalty. Slashing is the call.
Well, you know, Sam, sometimes that the fans are, well, you know, we're able to look at it on the replay there, and you see Sutter was right at the top of the crease there, and he gave Peters a pretty good whack there across the pads, and what Peters did was just retaliate, and we got more action going with Ben Wilson.
Wilson and Brent Sutter.
And Clark Gillies is in there saying, listen, don't get him mad. That's the guy we got to keep quiet, is Clark Gillies. But the thing that really started it is Sutter, as we saw in our replay. He actually gave Peters a pretty good smack across the leg. Peters retaliated, and that's what's happened so often in hockey when the referee misses that first infraction and you retaliate. He seems to always catch that second infraction. Now the Philadelphia Flyers, who are down 3-1 in this second period, will be 2 men short. Hoffmeyer will serve the 2-minute slashing penalty to Pete Peters, that coming at 7:44 of this second period.
Okay, so it'll be a 5-on-3 skating advantage for the Islanders. Cochran went off at 7:21. He has 1:37 to go in his penalty. And now the 2 minutes to Pete Peters for slashing at 7:44. Shot by Gillies deflects wide. Islanders skating 5-on-3. 2 men in the penalty box for the Flyers. Shot by Potvin wide. Rebounds Wayne Sutter behind the net. Out to Gillies. Saved by Peters. Rebound kept in by the Islanders. Stefan Pearson. Islanders 2-man advantage. Potvin has the puck. Potvin throws it into the far corner. Picked up by Ben Wilson. And able to clear all the way down.
Well, the Islanders working. They're sticking Sutter. He's off the ice now, putting him still right in front of Peters. Clark Gillies using the pick situation, running into the defenseman for the Flyers, working on a puck, trying to get it to Pearson or Potvin for that one big shot on goal.
Bossy sends across to Pearson. Pearson back to Bossy. Bossy to Potvin. Brad Marsh gets tied up with Pearson. Loose puck. Bossy puts it in front. Score! Brian Trottier with his 3rd goal. It's a hat trick. 3 power play goals, and the Islanders lead it 4-1.
Well, that's number 3 of the evening for Brian Trottier. A power play situation. We mentioned they're trying to get it to Pearson, to Potvin for one of those two to take the big shot. Potvin lets the shot go. Actually, Peters had his glove on this. He should have covered up on the play right there. Peters has the puck for just a second. He should have covered and forced the face-off, but Brian Trottier taking advantage of that loose puck in front of the Philadelphia Flyer goal, puts it in, and Trottier, a power play, his 3rd of the game. Here's the shot by Potvin. It's deflected in front. It goes wide. Here Bossy throws it right there. Peters trying to shoot it out with his stick. Instead of it, he should have fallen on it and covered. But Trottier right there, his 33rd of the season at 8:41. And the crowd is giving him a standing ovation.
Bossy and Potvin get the assist. Bossy has 3 assists in the game on all 3 goals by Trottier. Islanders still have a man advantage for another 50 seconds. They're skating 5-on-4 on the slashing penalty to Peters. Islanders go in. Trottier in the corner, now behind the net. Trottier to Bossy with Pinelli in front. In front, Trottier scores! Brian Trottier with 4 power play goals.
You cannot leave a man of his scoring ability loose in front of the net. There you see Trottier to the bottom of your screen. Bossy lets it go, partially deflected by Jimmy Watson of the Flyers. But Trottier, who's having a hot game, the puck just seems to be following him. Here's Mike Bossy, his 4th assist of the game. Throws it across right to Trottier, right there. He's got the short side and is able to get it up and over Pete Peters. And a power play goal, his 34th of the season for Brian Trottier. And the Islanders lead with 10 minutes to go in the second period by a score of 5-1.
Oh, just incredible. 10:35 to go in the second period. Flockhart going in. Flockhart sends it in deep. Shot goes wide. Flyers just can't imagine what hits them. Brian Propp, 2 power play goals in that sequence by the Islanders. First 5-on-3, then 5-on-4. Propp behind the net to Flockhart. 5-1, Islanders leading it. Flockhart behind the net to Allison. His centering pass knocked aside. Loose puck. Brian Propp on the far side. Checked by Goring. In deep for Allison. Hit by Langevin. Puck along the board. Centered in front. Propp scores! Brian Propp with a great backhanded goal as he rode off the check of Butch Goring. And Brian Propp gets his 33rd of the season. The Flyers answer back. It's 5-2.
Well, for the last several minutes, it's been all New York Islanders, but just some outstanding plays in the corner here by the Philadelphia Flyers. Here you see number 11, Flockhart, coming in. 2 Flyers in on top of Langevin. Flockhart will throw it out. Here's Brian Propp putting it behind Billy Smith, and Brian Propp has his 33rd goal of the season and narrows the count to 5-2 for the Islanders. Allison on the assist, and I believe Flockhart will get a assist. That coming at 10:06 of this second period.
5-2 the score. Islanders leading it. The assist to Flockhart and Allison. Islanders go in 3-on-1. Carroll shoots. Save made by Peters. Rebound Barber. Tries to clear it around. Knocked down by Carroll. Billy Carroll, number 25 in the corner. Goes down. It's worked free by Barber and out to center to Reg Leach. Leach down the right side. Goes in. Knocked away by Pearson. They bang in the corner. Loose puck. Sent back to the point to Ben Wilson. Across to Bob Hoffmeyer. Hoffmeyer sends it in deep. Takes a check from Marini. Langevin behind the net. Battles with Leach. It's on the back of the net. Kick free. Langevin in the corner up the boards. Kept in by Wilson. Lost control out of the zone. 5-2 Islanders over the Flyers. 9 minutes to go, second period. You're watching the Islanders and the Flyers live from the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale, New York. Sam Rosen and Pete Stemkowski, glad you could be with us. Boy, has this been a wild one. Islanders with 4 power play goals. Icing called. 8:46 to go, second period. We'll be back in just a moment. Well, we had 3 goals in a period of 2 minutes and 15 seconds. We'll run them down in a moment for you. Marsh fires from the point wide. Up the far side, Gillies. Gillies gets it up to Dwayne Sutter, who clears the zone. Brad Marsh is there. Marsh across the line comes Flockhart. Flockhart going in. Still in control of the puck. Turns, goes in with a shot. Save made by Smith, and he holds on. Willie Smith with a big save off the shot by Flockhart, who did a good job controlling the puck and able to get off a good shot.
Great play by the youngster Ron Flockhart. Here you'll see coming in over the blue line. Instead of just throwing it out, hoping for one of his teammates to grab it in front of the net, makes a couple of turns, lets a pretty good shot go. That shot actually going wide. Smitty making the save, diving out, and covering up on the rebound.
Islanders come back. Gord Lane, number 24, with a puck. Lane sends it in. Stopped by Pete Peters. Lost control. Brent Sutter is there. It's out in front, picked up by Ron Flockhart for Philadelphia. Flockhart, number 11, sends it in deep. Potvin is back for it. Being chased by Ray Allison, who ties him up. Potvin still with the puck. Sends it around for Gillies. Kept in by Glenn Cochran of Philadelphia. Ray Allison in the corner. In front is Trop. Allison winds it around instead. Wayne Sutter there for the Islanders. Loose puck along the boards. Brent Sutter, number 21. Across to Gillies. Islanders 5, Flyers 2, 7:40 to go, second period. Gord Lane off the stick of Brent Sutter. Allison sends it back in his own zone and recovers. At 8:41, Islanders skating 5-on-3. That puck sent all the way down. This will be an icing. At 8:41, it was Trottier with his second of the game. A power play goal, his 33rd. At 9:10, it was Trottier again on a 5-on-4 power play for his 34th. And at 10:06, it was Brian Propp with his 33rd. This is the second time that Brian Trottier has scored 3 goals in one period. He gets 3 goals here in this second period. 3 power play goals. He's had 4 power play goals in the game. And the Islanders lead 5-1. Bossy goes in, St. Peters. Bossy in the corner again. Centers, it's taken away by Linsman, who fires out of the zone too far for Holmgren, and the Islanders recover.
That line is so awesome. Trottier, Bossy, and Tonelli, they're just a constant threat every time they're on the ice.
Linsman takes it away in the corner, checked by Langevin. Trottier has the puck. He's hit by Holmgren, but got rid of it. And some high checking going on by the Flyers. We got a whistle stopping play. Offside is the call. 6:41 to go in period number 2. Islanders 5, Flyers 2. 4 goals by that man, Brian Trottier. It gives him 34 on the season. He now has 89 total points as he's going for his 5th consecutive season of over 100 points in a season.
And he's got 3 hat tricks already this year, and he gets them in bunches. You know, the key, and you look around, how do you stop this machine? They are so good, but if the Flyers want to do something, they're going to have to close up the middle, and the guy they're going to have to go at and play the body on constantly is Brian Trottier. He has stopped the centerman. He's unable to work that puck over to his wings. The Flyers so far been very ineffective. You know, they are on such a hot streak, the Islanders, the intensity with this team. They're dying to get on the ice. They're on the bench. They can't wait to get out there. The Flyers kind of feel sorry for them. They took a couple of penalties, retaliation penalties, and it proved costly to them. Pat Quinn's going to have to settle his guys down, slow this thing a little bit, and try and get maybe a goal or 2 in this second period and go down maybe 1 or 2 into the final 20 minutes.
Here's Goring carrying for the Islanders and sending it in deep. Off the boards, Bourne in the corner. Loose puck. Cochran is over there. Worked free by Goring. Out to Nystrom for a shot saved by Peters, and Barber clears the rebound. Potvin stops it in center. You just can't allow an opening to the Islanders because they just jump all over you. They got that 5-on-3 advantage. Here comes Sittler in deep, has a man in front. Backhander goes wide by Holmgren. Nystrom gets it over the lane. And out of the zone it comes. Bourne racing down. Brad Marsh gets back to it for Philadelphia. The Islanders take advantage of every opportunity.
Well, you don't win 2 Stanley Cups by being lucky. You got to be good too. You take advantage of your opportunities. But the Flyers are not skating. They're standing still.
Loose puck in front, picked up by Nystrom. Nystrom feeds to Gord Lane. Lane to Gillies. Blocked. Allison breaks it up. Barber trying to come up with a puck. Taken away by Dennis Potvin. Brent Sutter tied up by Glenn Cochran. Sutter lost his stick, freezes the puck for a face-off. 5:16 left. Second period. Islanders 5, Philadelphia Flyers 2.
We look at Brent Sutter, who scored the first goal for the Islanders in the first period. He was the Islanders' #1 draft choice in 1980. Only 19 years old. You see a very quiet Philadelphia Flyer bench with head coach Pat Quinn wondering what exactly could I have to do to stop this New York Islander team. 5 minutes to go in this second period. If you're just joining us, the Islanders 5, the Flyers 2.
Out come the Flyers. Ron Flockhart. Broken over the line by Langevin. Cleared out to center. Flyers recover. Their goal scorer is Ron Flockhart, a fine rookie with his 25th. Brian Propp with his 33rd. They're having outstanding season. Dwayne Sutter's pass intercepted by Flockhart. Taken away by Dwayne Sutter. Brent Sutter's in front. Feed for Brent. Feed to Gillies. Save. Peters. Rebound knocked away by Peters from Brent Sutter. Back come the Flyers. Allison has the puck. Ahead, it's broken up by Langevin over to Stefan Pearson. Now to Dwayne Sutter. Stopped by Allison, gave it away to Dwayne Sutter. He goes in offside. Brent Sutter was trying to get off the ice, but he was still in the zone, and offside was the call. 4:28 to go, second period. Islanders leading at 5-2.
There's a close play as Clark Gillies lets the shot go. Peters makes the save. It'll come out to, there's Allison coming out, and they're able to clear on the play, but Clark Gillies coming in. Gillies has 23 goals on the season, lets the shot go, but Peters sliding out makes the save on the play. That line of the two Sutter brothers and Gillies just put together the last 2-3 weeks or so, and they certainly complement each other. Gillies an excellent corner man. Brent Sutter, the centerman, he's very effective at getting the puck to his brother Dwayne and Clark Gillies. That line certainly put together and doing an excellent job for the Islanders, the two Sutters and Clark Gillies.
Flyers come back. Shot is a save by Billy Smith. Mike Fossey in the corner, lost it. Linsman shot sticked aside by Smith. Tonelli on the far side. Puts it around to Mike McEwen. McEwen on the carry. Right side of Trottier. Bossie's ahead. Feed to Bossy. He's too far. He's tied up by Marsh. Cochran tries to clear it out. Can't do it. Now he does. Out to Linsman. Linsman with Holmgren on the right. Feed to Holmgren. Now to Hill. Shot saved by Smith. And Trottier beats Bossy. Islanders four-man rush. Bossy with Trottier going in deep. Feed to Trottier. Back in front. Backhander puck was saved by Peters. Rebound Trottier in the corner. Bossy is tied up. Hooks it into the corner. Holmgren is there. Gets it out to Al Hill in center. Hill going in against McEwen. Feed for Brad Marsh. Broken up. Potvin has the puck. 3.5 minutes to go, second period. Islanders leading at 5-2. Trottier carries. Feed to Bossy. Bossy the drive. Saved by Peters. He holds on.
Good save by Pete Peters on Mike Bossy on the short side, but a big save by Billy Smith down at the other end just a couple of minutes before that. Here's Bossy going down. He's got Trottier with him. Trottier should actually go for the net here. He lets up a little bit. Here he throws. That's before that. Here Trottier goes. Here's some of the action in front of the net. A backhand shot by Dennis Potvin. Right after he let that shot go, he was knocked down by number 17 Holcomb. He gets another shot there by the other Philadelphia defenseman. But Bossy letting it go on the short side. Billy Smith, a big save by Al Hill. 5-2 for the Islanders right now. Hill puts that one in. It's a 5-3 ball game.
Big save by Billy Smith, an outstanding goaltender. Here comes Goring. Goring going in, tied up by Hoffmeyer. Winds it around to Bourne. Bourne to Nystrom. Goring's in front. Nystrom has the puck. Up to Bourne. Tied up by Sittler. The puck taken away by Tim Kerr. Kerr comes back. Feed to Hoffmeyer, lost it. Goring feeds Nystrom. Nystrom going in, feeds Bourne. Bobby Bourne weaves his way, taken away from him. Hoffmeyer has the puck for Philadelphia. Up the boards to Barber. Checked by Nystrom. Gets back to Hoffmeyer. Goring takes it back for the Islanders. Goring goes in. Puts it into the corner. Nystrom is tied up by Barber. Bourne gets it up the boards to Pearson. Pearson goes in with a shot. Saved by Peters. And he holds. 2:31 to go, second period. Islanders 5, Flyers 2. We'll be back in just a moment. And Pete Stemkowski live at the Nassau Coliseum. 2:31 to go in the second period. New York Islanders, led by 4 power play goals by Brian Trottier, lead the Flyers 5-2. Shot by Dwayne Sutter is gloved by Pete Peters, and he holds on for another faceoff.
There's a busy man in nets in this game for the Philadelphia Flyers. They've been throwing everything at him. He hasn't been really getting that much defense. The Islanders are just flying. They're skating, and that's certainly what made the big thing in the game here tonight. The Flyers are not moving that puck. They're not skating. They're standing still. And the bounces are just not going for them, but certainly the big story in this game, Brian Trottier, 4 power play goals.
Brad Marsh sends it in deep. Billy Smith is there to stop the puck for Dennis Potvin. Up the left side of Gillies. Now to Kenny Morrow. Morrow on the carry. Fires it in deep. Off the boards. Gillies in the corner. Tied up by Cochran. They'll have a face-off. 1:54 to go. The Islanders leading the Flyers 5-2. Islanders are undefeated, 10-0-0 That's wrong. That's a wrong statistic. They flashed up on the scoreboard.
You know, Sam, we mentioned that the Islanders are flying, and it's easy. You know, how do you defend against it? You got to feel sorry for the Philadelphia Flyer defense, because when the Islanders put the puck in and the defensemen for the Flyers turn around to go get it, they got an Islander coming right on the back of them. As soon as they touch that puck, they are being hemmed into the boards. The Flyers, their defensemen, they do get a chance to get the puck back in their blue line. They don't have time to set up a play because the Islanders are doing an excellent job of forechecking.
Tonelli taking the puck away. Islanders undefeated at home against Patrick Division teams, 10-0-0. Tonelli gets it to Bossy. Bossy comes out. Bossy the shot. It's deflected high and over the goal. Tonelli behind the net, tries to get it in front. Comes out to Pearson. Pearson across to Langevin. Langevin shoots. Save is made. Rebound. Trottier scores. Brian Trottier with his 5th goal of the game.
Five for Brian Trottier. He gets it up and over a sprawling Pete Peters as the New York Islanders just completely dominating play inside the Philadelphia Flyers zone. The puck comes back from Langevin. Bossy makes a great save inside. Here you'll see the puck back to Langevin, I believe. It just let the wrist shot go. Just gets it towards the net. I believe Tonelli may have got a piece of it. Their Bossy wipes it out from underneath the Peters. Here comes Trottier in late. Gets it up and over Pete Peters. Here's where it all starts. Pearson, Langevin shoots it. There's Peters on the save. Bossy gets a stick on it. There's Trottier getting it up and over. 5 goals for that young man, number 19, Brian Trottier. The Islanders lead by a score of 6-2.
Well, here come the record books out.
Here we are.
Brian Trottier just tied the record for most goals in one period, 4. Bossy has got 4 assists in this period. That's got to be somewhere in the record book.
Most goals in one period, 4. Harvey Busher-Jackson, Max Bentley, Clint Smith, Red Berenson, and Wayne Gretzky have all scored 4 goals in one period sometime or another in the National Hockey League.
Brian Trottier with 5 goals in this game, the second 5-goal game he's had in his career. Here's a shot that's a save made by Billy Smith, and he covers up. 1:11 to go in the second period. Islanders 6, Flyers 2, Trottier 5. And Trottier from Bossy and Langevin at 18:32 for Brian Trottier, his 35th goal of the season. What a performance by Brian Trottier. 4 power play goals, this one at full strength. 6-2 Islanders. Shot by Holmgren is a save. Rebound is a save. Still loose. And the Islanders recover. Taken away by Kerr. Back to Cochran. He fakes. Cochran shoots. Knocked down in front. Goring has the puck. Out to Nystrom. Beat Goring. He overskates.
Great play there by Billy Smith. I don't know whether we caught it right. And Holmgren skated in through the crease of Billy Smith. Smith took a big dive on the plate. He looked at Van Hellen and saying, hey, shouldn't there be a penalty? Come on, Smitty.
Nystrom up the boards to Gillies. Gillies lost it. Hooked ahead to center ice. Holmgren feeds Gorens. Gorens goes in with a drive that's blocked by Potvin. Loose puck. Gillies picks it up. Holmgren bangs him. Feed to Morrow. Morrow comes up. 25 seconds to go in the period. 6-2 Islanders. 5 goals by Brian Trottier. Marsh feeds to Sittler. Sittler in front. Deflection by Gorens. Is saved by Smith. Rebound in the corner. Sittler has the puck. 10 seconds to go in the period. It's out of the zone. And we get a whistle stopping play. Holmgren and Potvin are going at it.
Holmgren and Potvin, as Holmgren let a left-hand hook go and caught Potvin right on the money. I don't know how that started, but Holmgren was ready to go with Dennis Potvin on the play. Potvin apparently didn't want any part of Paul Holmgren. And we'll have penalties with just 7 seconds to go in this second period as Dennis Potvin of the Islanders and Paul Holmgren are the 2 principals. As you see Potvin, he'll go right to the right to the dressing room, and Andy Van Helmont coming over to the penalty box, and he will assess the penalty. 6-2 Islanders, 7 seconds. Have we had a second period or what?
Islanders just incredible. As I mentioned, they've won 10 games in a row. And coming into this game, they have outscored opponents 64-24. Holmgren's going to go for cross-checking, and I believe Potvin will go for slashing.
Well, Holmgren's got 5 minutes. He's got 5 minutes for high sticking. Potvin's only got 2 minutes, so That brings the crowd to its feet. They've had a lot to cheer about here in this second period. Just tuning the set in, Brian Trottier has scored 4 goals in this second period. He has 5 on the night, 4 of those power play goals. That line, Trottier, Bossy, and Tonelli has just been awesome here. Tonelli and Bossy doing the work in the corners, and Trottier out in front of the net, putting them in.
You know, we've overlooked Bossy's got 5 assists in the game now, has 98 points, has 57 assists this season. Certainly one of the great goal scorers in the league, being overshadowed by Gretzky, who's got 70. But Bossy is just taking it in stride and saying, hey, I'm just playing my all-around game, and he has just been outstanding for the Islanders. And, of course, Trottier doing it all. Second period comes to an end. The Islanders will eventually wind up with a 3-minute power play when Potvin returns. Holmgren will still have another 3 minutes to go in his penalty. Shots on goal in the second period. Islanders 17, total 26. Flyers 12, total 18. The boos are for the Flyers skating off. The Islanders with a tremendous second period, picking up 4 goals, all scored by Brian Trottier. He scored at 1:04, at 8:41 on a power play of 5-on-3, at 9:10 on a power play 5-on-4, and then at 18:32. Flockhart and Propp have scored for Philadelphia. So at the end of 2, here at the Nassau Coliseum, it's the New York Islanders 6, the Philadelphia Flyers 2. We'll be back in just a moment. Sam Rosen and Pete Stemkowski back live at the Nassau Coliseum. You're watching Brian Trottier night. At the end of 2 periods, the New York Islanders leading the Philadelphia Flyers on the strength of 5 Brian Trottier goals. It's the Islanders 6 and the Philadelphia Flyers 2. The National Hockey League on ESPN. We are live at the Nassau Coliseum between periods 2 and 3 with the New York Islanders leading the Philadelphia Flyers by a score of 6-2. Pete and I will be back in just a moment. New York Islanders riding into this game with a 10-game winning streak. Look to make it 11 in a row if they can hold on to this huge lead. At the end of 2, they lead the Philadelphia Flyers by a score of 6-2. It has been all Brian Trottier. Well, really not all Trottier. He has 5 goals, but certainly Mike Bossy has helped out. He has 5 assists. Dennis Potvin has 3 assists. What can you say? We've been saying it from the outset. It's been a great performance.
It's almost getting repetitious, complimenting the New York Islanders. We mentioned that Brian Trottier in his spare time likes to play the guitar. Well, in the bus trip to Hartford for the Islanders next game, he can certainly string a few happy tunes. He's got 5 goals here tonight. But that line is just tremendous. They all complement each other so well. And this is when you build a line in hockey, you try to get those ingredients into those hockey players. Tonelli, a tenacious checker. He gets in the corners. He fights for the puck. Bossy, outstanding speed. He gets a step on his winger or gets on the outside of a defenseman. You know he's going to get a good scoring chance on the net. Trottier, he doesn't have exceptional speed, but he's smart and he's strong. He gets that puck. He's able to hold on, wait for his wingers to get themselves into proper position, and he gives it to them. But the thing that line does so well is they go for the holes. Inside especially in this game, inside the Philadelphia Flyers zone, they'll give and go with the puck. They don't give the puck to one and stand around and wait to see what he's going to do with it. They give the puck to, say, a Tonelli. A Trottier will bust for the hole. He'll get it back. And while he's got the puck, Bossy will move into a position. They always know where each other are. They work on this in practice. And certainly it's been the Brian Trottier, John Tonelli, and Mike Bossy show in the first 40 minutes of this hockey game.
Trottier tying a record with 4 goals in the period, in the second period. We don't know if he tied or set any records with 4 power play goals. We're checking on that. The score at the end of 2, Flyers 6, rather the Islanders 6, the Flyers 2. We'll be back here at the Nassau Coliseum with period number 3 in just a moment. Pete Stemkowski back at the Nassau Coliseum, and that's right where we'll be on Tuesday, February 23rd at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific, live when the Islanders host the Chicago Blackhawks. The game will be blacked out in the New York City area. Fans in the New York City area can watch the game on Sports Channel, but the rest of the country will see it right here on your Total Sports Network. The Islanders beat the Blackhawks out in Chicago Thursday night 8-2. The Blackhawks had come alive when Bob Pulford, their general manager, moved down from upstairs to behind the bench and changed a few things and got them going a little bit.
Well, Chicago's fighting for a playoff position in that Norris division. They've played 57 games, 23 to go. There's an 80-game schedule. Right now, the Blackhawks have 50 points in the standings. They are fourth in the Norris division, trailing the Winnipeg Jets by 1 point, but the Toronto Maple Leafs are right behind them, only 5 points behind with 45 points, so it looks like a real fight in that Norris division as 4 of the 6 teams get in the playoffs. In the Patrick division, the Islanders right now have 76 points. The Flyers, who've been on the skids lately, have 65 points. The Rangers, who had a great road trip, they will play the Hartford Whalers later. They are closed the gap on the Philadelphia Flyers. They are just 6 points behind the Flyers for second position. Pittsburgh is fourth in the Patrick division with 51 points, and the Washington Capitals, who have yet to make the National Hockey League playoffs since their induction into the National Hockey League in 1974. They are 10 points behind Pittsburgh for that last playoff position in the Patrick division.
You know, we've been talking about the red-hot New York Islanders. How about those Montreal Canadiens? They have reeled off 10 straight wins coming into Saturday night's play, and they're up to 76 points along with the Islanders, 6 behind the Edmonton Oilers.
Sam, this is where you start separating the good teams from the weaker teams. This is when the big clubs, the Islanders, teams like Montreal, Boston's been playing well lately, Minnesota, the Edmontons, this is when they start hitting their peaks. This is not the time of the year when they start experimenting. All the experimenting is over. They have their power play combinations, their penalty killing units. They have their lines and goaltenders all set. The Islanders, of course, fighting for number 1 in the overall point standings. They trail the Edmonton Oilers by 6 points. They will have after this game 4 games in hand. The big thing is in the semifinals and the finals, and certainly the Islanders are thinking way beyond just April. They're thinking into May, semifinals, finals. Anything less than a Stanley Cup for the Islanders certainly would be a disappointing season, but they want to finish with more points than anyone else in the National Hockey League. This year they've decided by a coin toss who would have the home ice advantage. So if the Islanders should finish number 1 overall in points, they would have the home ice advantage in the late playoffs.
Right. First round, when you're in your division, it goes by your record. First 4 teams in each division go into the playoffs. Then when you come out of the divisions, then you go into the toss of the coin set up for the home ice. So you look at Pat Quinn, Philadelphia Flyers, a team that has had some injuries, but most teams have had injuries. But Pat Quinn has done a good job, kept them close to the Islanders up until this recent streak when the Islanders just tearing away to an 11-point lead over the Flyers in the division standings. But Pat Quinn and the Philadelphia Flyers have done a good job this season.
Well, they're slowly rebuilding, Sam. They won a couple of Stanley Cups in a row with Freddie Sherrill. They've had to put some youngsters in there, and they've had to go some growing pains. They're a fine organization. Pat Quinn's a good coach. Of course, Eddie Snyder and Keith Allen always doing a good job in the front offices. The Flyers, maybe not a Stanley Cup team at this point, but they're rebuilding, and they'll be contenders.
Underway, third period. Islanders leading at 6-2. Team skating 4 aside. Flockhart going in, bumped out of the play. Carroll picks up the puck for the Islanders. Holmgren is off 5 minutes for high sticking. Potvin off 2 minutes for slashing. So eventually the Islanders will have a 3-minute power play advantage. Going in is Hector Marini. Centers back for Carroll. Ben Wilson didn't see the play but took Carroll out of it. Didn't see the puck, but Billy Carroll unable to get the stick on the puck. Flockhart bumped by Marini. Marini has the puck. Back to Kenny Morrow. The Flyers scoring 2 in the second period. Ron Flockhart is 25th from Ray Allison. Brian Propp is 33rd from Flockhart and Allison. So Flockhart continues to play well. Ray Allison picking up a couple of assists. Shot from the left side by Wilson was stopped by Smith. Propp gets it up the boards. Kept in by Brad Marsh, who fires wide. Rebound near side. Bobby Bourne streaks down. Has Carroll on the right. Bourne with a shot. Saved by Peters. Off the blocker and into the crowd. Stopping play with 18:52 to go. 45 seconds left in the Potvin penalty. And when he comes back, The Islanders will be on a power play for the 6th time in the game. They are 4 for 5 on the power play.
Oh, hey, Bobby Bourne showing some great speed down that left wing. Bobby missed most of training camp this year in a salary dispute. He finally did sign with the Islanders. Los Angeles apparently were interested, but that compensation issue came up again, and the Kings did not want to depart with anybody to sign Bobby Bourne, but he has signed a long term with the Islanders. Coming down, he's an excellent penalty killer, letting a high shot go. Peters able to deflect it over the glass. We're early in this third period with the Islanders out in front.
Scoring in the corner, tied up along the boards. Flyers able to come out. Allison gets the puck, lost control, taken away by Bourne. Allison gets it back. Linsman's in front, but it was blocked by McEwen. Good defensive play by Mike McEwen, and Goring picks it up, sends to Bourne. Bourne on the run with Goring behind him. Bourne goes in, stopped by Cochran. Loose puck. Bourne still got it. Back to Langevin. Langevin in front for Bourne. Backhander hits the post, and Peters covers up.
Well, there's a perfect example of the situation where Langevin looking for Bourne. Bourne skating actually diagonal. Here's Langevin. He's actually looking for his other defenseman. Fakes it, puts it through the legs of the Philadelphia Flyer player. There's Bobby Bourne right there. Takes the shot. It hits the post, comes straight out, and Pete Peters makes the save. As you see Bobby Bourne skating to the Islander bench.
Had a scoring change on the last goal by the Islanders in that second period, an assist given to John Tonelli instead of Dave Langevin. So Trotier's goal at 18:32 of the second period is fifth of the game from Bossy and Tonelli. Flyers trying to break out. Goran's held up by Bossy, and Pearson unable to get to the puck. Now it's Tonelli. Potvin returns. Islanders have a 5-on-4 advantage for the next 3 minutes. Here's Pearson coming in, feeding to Trottier. Bossy's in front. Now behind the net is Bossy. In front for Trottier, went right by him. Ryan Trottier with 5 goals, 4 in the second period, all power play goals. Here's Trottier. Record for most goals in one game, 7.
Yeah, by whom? You got that?
All right, who is it?
I don't know.
Oh.
Where's the book?
We'll get it.
Get the book.
It was back in 1920.
Oh, that's around Jimmy Rosenberg time.
Here is Potvin carrying. 2:20 to go on the Islander power play. They are 4 for 5 on the power play tonight. Kept in by Trottier to Potvin and Trottier. The shot! It's over the goal. Ben Wilson has it. Winds it around for Barber, and Barber able to clear the zone. 2 minutes to go on the Islander power play. Islanders lead 6-2. 17 minutes to go in the game. Goran's able to clear out. Trottier has the puck. Comes back in, drops it off. Tonelli with a feed to Pearson. In deep to Trottier. Back to Tonelli. Tonelli in deep to Trottier. For Tonelli, the save by Peters, and he holds on.
Well, that's the tic-tac-toe situation in front of the net there. Tonelli and Bossy and Trottier are working a fine 3-way passing play to see Brian Trottier. And there's what he's done in today's game. But Tonelli behind the net gives it out. And Peters here will look at it again. And Tonelli working that puck up behind the net. He'll pass it back. Now here's Trottier behind the net. Here's Tonelli going for the net after giving that puck to Trottier. Doesn't get much on it, and Peters is able to cover up on the play. What do you got there?
Okay, the NHL record for most goals in one game, Joe Malone, January 31st, 1920, of the Quebec Bulldogs.
Very good.
7 goals. 7 players have scored 6 goals in a game.
Well, you want to name them?
Last one to do it was Darryl Sittler, who's on the ice tonight for the Flyers. That puck shot out of the zone, but over the boards into the crowd. Stopping play with 1:28 to go. And the Paul Holmgren penalty, 16:35 left in the game. And there you see the Islanders with a 6-2 lead.
Well, I remember Red Berenson got 6 and way back in '68 against Philadelphia, and I believe they gave him a car. Say, look at those pretty things watching our game here tonight. 1:25 to go, and the penalty to Philadelphia's Paul Holmgren.
Dwayne Sutter in the corner, checked by Cochran, round the boards to Gillies. Gillies gets it back to Dwayne Sutter. Brent is in front. Feed back to Ken Morrow. Morrow into Brent Sutter, checked by Cochran. Along the boards, in deep for Gillies. In front alone is Dwayne Sutter. Gillies didn't see him. Winds it around. Tied up along the boards. McEwen tries to keep it in. It's cleared out by Cochran, who then whacks at Dwayne Sutter. They've been going at it all night long. Dwayne Sutter's been in the middle of it. 50 seconds to go on the Islander power play. McEwen feeds the right side of Brent Sutter. He's tied up by Brad Marsh, and Sittler clears back. Morrow for the Islanders. 40 seconds to go on their power play. McEwen throws it in, and he's hit by Cochran. Wayne Sutter behind the net, knocked away by Marsh to Bill Barber, and Barber drives it all the way down. Going to whistle for a stick above the shoulders. McEwen lifted the stick up to block that clearing pass. Will bring the faceoff back deep in the Islanders zone with 30 seconds to go and Paul Holmgren's penalty.
Well, the Flyers have always had that certain kind of defense, Sam. The clutch, the grab, the stand up, the take out the body. Ever since the Eddie Van Imps, they've always had that kind of defense. And you see Glenn Cochran just that minute ago there as down the left wing, the Islander player was coming. Cochran, hey, he's doing the right thing. The player lets go of the puck. He wants to go in and around the defenseman, but Cochran's taking him out, not letting that Islander get behind him. Flyers, certainly this game, I would believe, is out of hand at this point with the Islanders leading by a score of 6-2. What do you do to get these guys going? You got to get something going, try and get something on the board. We still got over 20 games to go in the season. You can't let a bad streak, a couple of bad penalties, and a couple of bad games certainly affect the rest of your season. But the number one thing that the Flyers aren't doing tonight, they are taking penalties that is costly, is they're not skating, and that's hurting them.
Goring across the line, drops it back nicely to Pearson, who takes it in deep. Pearson holds up. Back pass to Bourne. Bourne to Langevin. Langevin shoots. Deflection by Nystrom goes wide. Pearson has the puck. 5 seconds to go on the power play. Knocked away nicely by Ben Wilson. Wilson has it. Puts it right in front dangerously, and Barber able to clear. Holmgren returns. Teams are at full strength. Holmgren knocked away by Langevin. And the Islanders come up. Goring to Nystrom. Nystrom fires, it's blocked. Picked up by Goring, lost control. Holmgren for Philadelphia. 14:50 to go in the game. Islanders 6, Flyers 2. Holmgren goes in against Morrow, centers it across. Puck picked up by Bobby Bourne. Bourne comes up ice and throws it into the Flyers zone. Pete Peters lays it for Glenn Cochran, and the big guy carries. Cochran, number 29. To Ray Allison, stopped by Gord Lane. Islanders who go with 7 defensemen, sitting out Thomas Janssen tonight.
Well, there's what I mean by not skating. The Flyers carrying the puck down the zone, the puck carrier looking for somebody who's going for the net so he can give it to him, but the Flyers are just hanging back. There's nobody going for the net. They're not creating any scoring chances for themselves.
Shot by Flockhart was knocked away by Billy Smith. Loose puck in the far side. Kenny Morrow is there. Up the boards for Hector Marini. He's tied up by Marsh. Puck deflects into the crowd. 14:03 to go in the game. We'll be back in just a moment. Sam Rosen and Pete Stemkowski live at the Nassau Coliseum. New York Islanders leading the Philadelphia Flyers 6-2. Teams are at full strength for the first time in a while. Islanders in control as they look for their 11th straight win. The NHL record is 14 by the Boston Bruins in 1929-1930. Clark Gillies across the line. Shot is blocked. Billy Carroll in deep. Across. Deflection score! Hector Marini! And the Islanders lead it 7-2.
Hector Marini in the right spot at the right time as Clark Gillies comes racing in over the blue line, makes the play over on the left side. And there you see number 29, Hector Marini, putting it through the legs of Pete Peters. Here's Gillies actually letting the shot go at the goal, but it deflects, and there's the shot from the corner. And there he is, number 29, Hector Marini, right there, tucking it in between the legs of Pete Peters. That's number 4 for Hector Marini. And there you see number 25 racing down for the Islanders. Billy Carroll out in front, Marini all alone, and the Islanders have a 7-2 lead.
Shot from the point by Lane, stopped by Peters. Goal number 4 for Hector Marini. Carroll and Gillies on the assist. Loose puck in the Islanders zone. 7-2 Islanders. They continue their tremendous scoring. Right wing, Hector Marini drives it. Stopped by Peters. Rebound, loose. Ben Wilson picks it up. Islanders have scored 71 goals in their last 11 games. Puck knocked away by Bossy, sends out Trottier, 2-on-1. Here's Tonelli. Trottier goes to the net. Tonelli for Trottier. He was ridden out of the play by Wilson. Loose puck, Bossy has it. Bossy in front, saved by Peters. Rebound, McEwen shoots, saved by Peters. Rebound, Langevin at the point, in deep to Bossy. Bossy has the puck through the crease. Trottier pulled down, penalty called on Brad Marsh. 12:36 to go. Islanders will be on a power play when we return in just a moment.
Pearson and Potvin back on the point.
Sixth power play, correction, seventh power play of the game for the Islanders. They're 4 for 6, and Trache has all 4 power play goals. Tonelli's in deep. Cochran ties him up along the boards. Work free to Trache behind the net. Out to the point to Potvin. Potvin holds, feeds Trache. Trache across. Pearson to Bossy. The Islanders fire that puck around. It was off the stick of Bossy. Coming on goal, and Peters covering up.
That's what you got to do on the power play. Move that puck quick and work for that one good shot on the net. You got 2 minutes to get that goal, and they're passing it around. Trache to Potvin to Pearson, and they try to get it to Bossy, who's playing the off wing. He's actually a right-handed shot, but he's playing on the left wing, so he can take that puck on his forehand and direct it towards the net. They do this on the power play. A lot of teams do. 1:30 to go in the penalty to Brad Marsh.
Bossy out to Potvin. Potvin feed across to Trache. Back to Potvin as the Islanders set it up. Over to Pearson with some room. He weaves his way in and shoots it. Saved by Peters. Trache feed for Tonelli. Couldn't get a stick on it. And Barber able to clear all the way down. With the Islanders 4 for 6 on power plays tonight. They are 16 for 37 in their last 9 games. Trache going in. Trache with 5 goals in the game behind the net. Feet back to the point to Pearson. Potvin near side. Potvin holds up, controls the puck. 50 seconds to go on the Islander power play. Potvin shoots, hit the outside of the net. Comes to the near side. Bossy couldn't keep it in. Lynn's been able to clear all the way down. 40 seconds to go. And the penalty to Brad Marsh. 11:15 to go in the game. Islanders leading it 6-2. Gillies. Dwayne Sutter sends it in. Peters stops the puck for Ben Wilson, who drives it around and all the way down. 25 seconds to go in the Islander power play. 11 minutes to go in the game. 7-2, Islanders leading it. Potvin up the middle of Brent Sutter. He has a goal. He scored the first goal of the game. Remember that? 106. In goes Dwayne Sutter. Gillies banned on the shot in front. He was wide open. Gorens comes back with a nice feed. Across the line. Going in is Al Hill. He's ridden out of the play by Morrow. Taken away by Gorens to Hill. Hill tied up by Brent Sutter. Team's back at full strength. Gorens behind the net. Gorens has the puck for Philadelphia. Gorens tied up by Potvin. Gets away from him. Gorens still in control of the puck. Still holding. And he takes it all the way out of the zone.
Well, Sam, if you notice, Billy Smith broke his stick.
There's a shot by Cochran. Close by Smith. And he holds on. 10:16 to go in the game. Islanders lead at 7-2. We'll be back in just a moment.
Well, Tom Gorens is skating behind the net of the New York Islanders. You don't come too close to Billy Smith or he's going to let you have it. Here's Gorens going behind the net. And watch Smitty. He'll reach and give him a whack with that stick. Watch it right here. He'll break the stick right there, right over the shin of Gorens. And he goes down, and there you see the broken Smith of Billy Smith. Don't go too close to Smitty or stand in front of that net, or you're going to take it on the ankle.
And then I couldn't believe Gorens just skated out of the zone. He said, hey, I don't want to take any more of this. I'm leaving.
Get me out of here.
7-2, Islanders leading the Philadelphia Flyers. Islanders will play in Hartford Sunday afternoon. Whalers coming into play Saturday night, unbeaten in 10 straight, 6 wins and 4 ties. In deep goes Ron Flockhart. He has one of the 2 Flyer goals. Back to Marsh. Winds it in deep. Scored lane there with Brian Propp. Propp up the boards. Blocked by Bourne. In the corner again. Ray Allison has it. Tried to center. Blocked by Morrow. Wound around by Bourne. Kept in by Brad Marsh in front. Comes all the way through. Butch Goring sends it out of the zone. And all the way down. This will be an icing. Marsh makes the touch. 9:38 to go in the game. Islanders leading at 7-2. 5 goals by Brian Trache, 1 by Brent Sutter, 1 by Hector Marini. Flyers goals by Flockhart and Propp.
We look at Brad Marsh of the Philadelphia Flyers, 6'3", 210 pounds. And that Philadelphia Flyer defense all has size. He was Atlanta's first pick back in 1978. Came earlier in the season from Calgary. He hasn't missed a game in the NHL in the last 3 years, and that's pretty good for a defense. They usually are more prone to injury, stopping shots, whatever. But Marsh has not missed a game in the last 3 NHL seasons.
Face off, Bobby Bourne against Tim Kerr. It's out to the point, kept in by the Flyers. Holmgren in deep against Morrow. Morrow ties him up nicely. Bourne winds it around for Gordon Lane. Lane gets it up the boards, and it's out of the zone. Icing waved off. Hoffmeyer is there, winds it around. Flyers in control. Bob Hoffmeyer has the puck. 9:15 to go. Ridden by Bourne. Loose puck. Islanders all over him. But they get it to Holmgren and up to Gorens in center. Tom Gorens, number 22. Into the Islander end. Gorens chases after it. Lane able to get it up to Nystrom. Here come the Islanders. 3-on-2. Bobby Bourne carries. Scoring with him. Feed to Nystrom, and it's sent in deep. Nystrom after the puck, tied up by Holmgren, gets it back in front for Goring. It's through. Kerr over skates. McEwen sends it in deep. And the puck picked up by Hoffmeyer. His clearing pass hits referee Andy Van Hellemond. Centering pass behind Goring. Flyers come out. Tim Kerr sends it into the Islander end. Langevin back for it. 8.5 minutes to go in the game. Islanders 7, Flyers 2. Mike McEwen carries, fires it in. Stopped by Pete Peters, Karen's in front, and the net was empty. Shot by Gillies! Score!
Clark Gillies with his 24th goal of the season makes it 8-2 for the Islanders as the puck was shot around. It took a funny bounce back of the boards. You see McEwen shoots it and it hits something there. Hits a crack in the boards or something, comes right out in front. Now here comes Clark Gillies coming in late. Here he is right there. That's a little snapshot goal low on the glove side. Beats Pete Peters. And the Islanders are running away with it with 8 minutes to go in this third period. 8-2. McEwen shoots it in. Now watch, it hits something along those boards. The crack right there, the crevice comes right out in front. Here he is. Here's Gillies. Jethro, big Jethro comes in and gets his 24th. Marini and McEwen on the assist. The time 11:38.
Peters just didn't have a chance to get himself set back in goal, and Gillies able to capitalize. In front, Flyers put the pressure on. Sittler shoots wide. Barber behind the net. It's poked into the corner. Picked up along the boards by Reg Leach. Put it in front. Blocked by Carroll. Billy Carroll comes out. His pass is blocked. Carroll gets it over to Hector Marini. They're getting some good ice time with a big lead for the Islanders.
Well, those are the people that don't play much, and this is a great time to give them a lot of game action. Hector Marini getting a lot of ice time here today.
Islanders recover in center. Langevin off the stick of Bossy. Sent back in by the Flyers. New York Islanders leading at 8-2. 7:20 to go in the game. Clark Gillies coming up with his 24th goal of the season. Hector Marini and Mike McEwen on the assist. Whistle stops play. 7:16 to go in the game. We'll be back in just a moment. Back at the Nassau Coliseum, New York Islanders scoring at 11:38. They've scored 2 goals here in the third period, and they lead the Philadelphia Flyers by a score of 8-2. Ryan Trottier with 5 goals, Mike Bossy with 5 assists, Gillies with a goal and 2 assists, Dennis Potvin with 3 assists, Hector Marini a goal and 2 assists. It's been that kind of night. All Islanders. Pete Peters, oh, has he had a tough time of it. Up the boards, Trottier kicks it into Bossy. Tonelli heads for the net. Bossy is checked, and the puck knocked out of the zone. Here's a 2-on-1 for the Flyers. Allison with a feed. It's behind Flockhart, and they're offside. So even when they get a 2-on-1, it doesn't work out. 6:44 to go in the game. Up, Mike McEwen across to Dave Langevin and out of the zone. Don't forget Thursday nights, right here on ESPN at 6:30 Eastern Time. Tom Mees brings you This Week in the NHL. Highlights, features, interviews. He covers it all this week in the NHL on ESPN. And we'll be right back here at the Nassau Coliseum Tuesday, the 23rd of February. Shot by Brent Sutter, stopped by Peters. Tim Kerr trying to come out. He's knocked down. Knocked away from Gorens by Langevin. Gorens gets it back. Holmgren's in front. Gorens with the puck. Puts it around the net. Kerr is there. Back for Gorens. It's blocked by Brent Sutter. Forwards do a good job of coming back for the Islanders. Gillies gets it to Langevin. And the Islanders in control. 5:50 to go in the game. They lead 8-2.
They don't make a lot of mistakes, the Islanders. They got caught briefly on a 2-on-1. That was really their first mistake of the hockey game. 5:45 to go in period 3. We'll be back right after this.
President Pete Stemkowski live at the Nassau Coliseum. New York Islanders leading the Philadelphia Flyers by a score of 8-2. One more statistic I'll throw at you. In the Islanders streak, Now in 11 games, they have outscored opponents 24-2 in the third period in their last 11 games.
Where are you getting all this?
Oh, I got it all. Right in front! And Bourne couldn't get a stick down. Another weird carom, and Pete Peters was chasing it. Bourne just couldn't get there. Leach is offside, ahead of the play. The pass was behind him. And it's just been total frustration for the Flyers in this game tonight.
Sam, you know, we mentioned skating, and you say, well, the guy's got a pair of skates on. What do you mean he's not skating? What I mean is the Flyers are carrying the puck down the ice, and you have to hit top speed when you hit the team's blue line. Here you see a close call. I have to get the Carpenters out to fix that for it, but the Flyers are coming down the ice. Instead of 3 of them hitting the blue line at top speed, one's carrying the puck, 2 of them are about 10 yards back, and you can't really utilize a good offensive attack playing that way.
Islanders, Kenny Morrow out to Bobby Nystrom in center. 5:10 to go in the game. Fired in deep. After it is Trache. Tied up by Cochran. Nystrom comes in to work it free. Nystrom going in. Shot wide. Bobby Bourne behind the net. Trache's right in front. Whistle stops play. Little physical action. The puck on the back of the net stops play. They'll bring it outside the zone. The Islanders put it on the back of the net. We'll get a face-off outside. Tonight's attendance, 15,264. A packed house here at the Nassau Coliseum.
And lots of cheer about Pete Peters, really defenseless back there in the Philadelphia Flyer net. He's starting to guess now. That last shot by Bobby Nystrom. Nystrom really didn't even get anything on it, but Peters came way out, come sprawling out, and another close scoring opportunity for the Islanders as we see a very quiet New York Islander bench. Al Arbor back there. They're, I think, looking way ahead. They're looking into April, May, and hopefully a third Stanley Cup for the New York Islanders. And the way they look tonight.
The way they've looked for the last 3 weeks. In front, knocked away as Marini swatted at it. Flockhart got to it first. Billy Carroll takes it away. Back past the Langevin over to Gillies. Gillies throws it across for Carroll. Shot, hit the post. And comes out. Oh, they had raised their sticks. It looked like it was in. Carroll pulled down. Islanders come back. Gillies to Langevin. And Mike McEwen. 4:20 to go in the game. Don't forget, Tuesday night, live at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. Islanders hosting the Chicago Blackhawks. You'll see it right here on ESPN. It'll be blacked out in the New York City area. New York City fans can see it on Sports Channel, but the rest of the country will see it right here on ESPN. Gillies across offside. Marini ahead of the play on the right side, and Gillies sends it into the upper deck. 3:59 to go in the game. Islanders over the Flyers 8-2. We'll be back in just a minute. Islanders and Flyers. Here's Gillies sending it across.
We'll see
Here's
this play.
Carroll.
There we go. He let the shot go. I don't know whether it hit the post or Peters comes sliding up, but it made a good save. They had their sticks up, thinking it was in, but not. Peters coming up with a save. We're winding down to 3.5 in this third period.
The Islander Blackhawks game that you'll see on ESPN will be Tuesday, February 23rd, a week from this Tuesday. Islanders 21-3-2 at home this season, and they will make it 22-3-2 at home. Flyers will be winless in their last 8 road games. They are 0-4-3 on the road coming into this one, and it's been a tough haul for them.
Well, home cooking agrees with the Islanders. Whatever these guys ate for their pregame meal at home, they should package it. They have won 17 of their last 19 home games, the Islanders have.
Just an incredible record as they really get into high gear. You know, last couple of years, they've fallen into a rut in January and February and really broken out of it in March as they went on to the Cup. Here's Bossy coming down, stopped by Marsh. And Trache picks up the puck, tied up by Kerr. But here they've really hit full stride late January and February. Bossy walking in alone, knocked away by Peters. Good play by Pete Peters.
Peters challenged him, came out at him. Bossy looked up, saw he didn't have any room, tried to deke him. Peters coming out with a stick, making a good save.
Marsh pulled down Trache. Trache regains control of the puck. Lane lost it to Holmgren. Holmgren going in with Tim Kerr. Shot is wide. Smith puts the puck in the corner. Trache over to Morrow. The Islanders just in total control. Gord Lane carries and drives it in. Peters making like a first baseman, diving for it. Making the stop, gives it to Holmgren. 2:45 to go in the game. Feed to Tom Gorans, going in, fakes the shot. Goes in against McEwen. Rides him behind the net. Centering pass right to Bossy. Bossy comes up with Brent Sutter. 2 on 3. Bossy going in against Hoffmeyer. Pulls up. Avoids the check. Still has the puck. Pass to Gillies off his stick. Bossy tried to keep it in. It's knocked to center. 2:20 to go. Darryl Sittler carries. Offside. 2:21 left. Sittler's still trying to fit his way in. You can see it. He doesn't seem to be in real sharp timing with his teammates.
He missed 18 days when he sat out, said that he had some medical problems or whatever. So he's just trying to get himself used to some new surroundings. You see Mike Bossy and Trottier. Well, look at Mike Bossy. Just how good he is in the corners. Just watch what Bossy can do. Well, here's the breakaway. He comes in. He looks up. I don't think he suspected Peters to come out that quickly. Peters come right out and challenged him and got the stick down on the ice and pushed the puck off of Mike Bossy's stick.
Islanders come up. Out in center, Ben Wilson takes it away. Feed to Reggie Leach. Now it's Ben Wilson. Left wing feed to Bill Barber. Barber goes in and shoots. Saved by Smith. Rebound cleared by Langevin. Smith coming out to challenge Barber. Langevin and Smith knock the puck behind the goal. Langevin winds it around. Clark Gillies. Back the other way to Langevin. And out is Wayne Sutter. 1:45 to go in the game. Gillies, who has a goal, sends it in. Gillies keeps it in. Passed it to himself.
What did he do?
He passed it to himself, sent it in from the right point, came all the way around, got it on the left point.
I thought I heard you right.
Lane ahead for Brent Sutter. Less than a minute and a half to go in the game. Islanders will take the bus ride up to Hartford tomorrow to meet the Hartford Whalers at the Hartford Civic Center Sunday afternoon. Islanders with 11 straight wins. The NHL record is 14. Sent in by Ray Allison. Boston Bruins of 1929-1930 hold that record. Morrow clearing the zone. Less than a minute to go in the game. Bourne keeping it in, taken away from him by Brian Propp. Propp fires on the screen shot, blocked by Lane. Bob Bourne comes back, has Trottier on ice. Who had Brian Trottier with 5 goals in the game, his second 5-goal game of his career. 40 seconds to go. Let's see if they try to get him another one. Bourne tied up in center. Trottier pokes the puck in. 2-on-1 with Nystrom. The feed across is blocked by Cochran and cleared to center. 25 seconds to go. The New York Islanders, in their last 11 games, have outscored their opponents 72 to 26. 15 seconds to go. They have won 11 in a row. Final seconds of the game. 5 seconds. And put this one in the record books. 8-2. The Islanders have defeated the Philadelphia Flyers. They scored a goal at 1:06 of the first period by Brent Sutter. Brian Trottier took over from there, scoring 5 straight goals. He scored 4 power play goals. It was 6-2 end of 2. Clark Gillies and Hector Marini scoring in the third period to make it 8-2. Billy Smith, another solid game in goal. Islanders 37 shots on goal. Philadelphia 23. The final, the New York Islanders 8, the Philadelphia Flyers 2. We'll be back in just a moment. The New York Islanders make it 11 straight wins by defeating the Philadelphia Flyers 8-2. Just another magnificent performance by the Islanders.
Well, in every department, Sam, they were just awesome. Bossy, Trottier, Tonelli, but Billy Smith coming up with the big saves. The defense really not that hardly pressed back there. They were able to get the puck up and over their own zone. The Flyers disorganized. They weren't skating. They didn't have much of an offensive attack. They're having nothing but problems. A very convincing victory for the New York Islanders here today.
Islanders lead the Flyers by 13 points in the Patrick Division. They've won 11 in a row. The NHL record is 14. This is Sam Rosen with Pete Stemkowski saying so long from the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale, New York. Once again, the final score, the New York Islanders 8 and the Philadelphia Flyers 2.
Way back in the 1929-30 hockey season, the Boston Bruins won 14 games in a row without a tie. In other words, they won all 14 games, no ties were involved, and that was a record that many thought would never be broken. Well, the New York Islanders looked history in the face this past week and set a new record of 15 straight wins, but it wasn't easy. The record-tying 14th straight victory came on the road in the Spectrum in Philadelphia against the dreaded enemies, the Philadelphia Flyers. The Flyers took a 4-2 lead in the middle of the second period, but we'll pick it up later on with the Islanders and Flyers deadlocked at 4. 7:08 of the third period. The Flyers breaking out. Watch Mike Bossy, number 22 in blue, as he'll intercept the pass and send it to John Tonelli. There's Tonelli with the puck. He scores. He gives the Islanders a 5-4 lead. They would go on to beat the Flyers 7-4. They've beaten Philadelphia 5 out of 6 times this season. So the Islanders had tied the Boston Bruins. We're now only one victory away from a spot in the National Hockey League record books. The record setter seemed to cinch with the lowly Colorado Rockies coming into Nassau Coliseum. But look again, the Rockies were coming in atop a 4-game unbeaten streak of their own. They had several former Islanders, including goaltender Glenn Resch, and Resch was at his best as the Rockies fought with Billy Smith and the New York Islanders just this past week. In the first period, the Rockies came out strong, and they stormed the goal and scored first. Here, the rebound comes out to Don Lever, who dents the net. Now, the red light goes on, but the players keep on playing. And the referee finally had to whistle the play. Hey, guys, it was a goal. Stop. Let's have a face-off. 1-0 Colorado. Later on, the Islanders come back at 16:08 of the first period. Former Rocky Mike McEwen carries in. Resch with a great save. He tries to come up with a loose puck, can't quite control it, and look what happens. John Tonelli finds it, or that's Brian Trottier gets it, 19, and puts it in. We're tied at 1 at the end of 1. Less than a minute later, the Islanders would take the lead. This is still in the first period. Let me correct myself. Watch the Sutter brothers. There is Dwayne to brother Brent. Brent with a deflection and score. This tandem has been hot of late, and the Islanders led 2-1 after 1 period. But in the second period, just a minute and 46 into the period, the Rockies tie it up. Billy McMillan sends it in towards the net. Don Lever gets a tip-in goal, and we're tied at 2. Billy Smith never had a shot at that one. The Islanders would continue to put on heavy pressure, though. However, watch Glenn Chico Resch in the second period, keeping the Islanders at bay. Bob Nystrom would get a deflected puck here. Now, the puck is sent in on a centering pass, deflects off the defenseman. There's Nystrom teeing it up like a little chip shot. What does he do? He sends it over the top of the net. Come on, Bobby. You can do better than that. Nystrom had another great chance in front. Here he